Welcome into, what is it, week 10 now of the NFL season, I think it is. San Francisco week. 49ers versus the Rams. How you feeling, Josh?
I'm feeling good, feeling good. Welcome in everybody to today's stream. Hope you all are having a good football Sunday so far. Some surprising results from the early window, but obviously this game, really the game of the week for me, Josh, because this is a must-win for both teams heading into this one here on this Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no, 100% must win. I mean, I talked about this in my video this week. It kind of really does define the Rams season a little bit, right? And obviously, look, if you lose this week, you can move on and you can still kind of push on and possibly, obviously, make the playoffs and compete at a chance at a Super Bowl, hopefully. But ultimately, I think a lot of Rams fans, their confidence in this team will kind of rely on this game a little bit, right? You lose to San Fran twice, you lose to them both times with their backup quarterback, Mac Jones. That'll be really painful. I think a tough pill to swallow. We'll have a lot of question marks on whether or not this team can go all the way. Of course, again, you're not winning the Super Bowl in week 10, but it does feel like a must win. And for the 49ers side of things, maybe they won't take it as much as a must win. I think for them, it's kind of a win-win situation, right? You win again with Mac Jones. We swept you with our backup quarterback, right, Rams? Take it, SoCal. But then at the same time, if they lose, we had our backup quarterback. Wait till Brock Purdy is back and we'll be healthy and ready to go and beat you guys in the playoffs. So that's kind of where it is. I think it's more of a must win for the Rams. But game of the week, it feels like a really exciting time right now. Really exciting game right now in this afternoon slate.
It does. It does. And again, someone in chat, we got Juan saying, what are the final score predictions? So my score is 24-21 Rams. I think it's gonna be a pretty similar scoring game to last time. Josh, what do you got?
My game prediction? Is that what you asked? Sorry, I missed it.
Yes.
My game prediction, I had us 27-24 Rams win this one in a close one. And hopefully that means it comes down to the leg of your new kicker, Harrison Mevis, making that game-winning field goal. By the way, just to kind of give myself a little bit of a plus here in this game as 49ers are about to kick off, I picked up Harrison Mevis in my fantasy team. I have Brian
Oh.
Aubrey as my kicker. He's on bye week this week. I needed a kicker, so I said, you know what? Let me go out and get Harrison Mevis so I can kind of root for him two ways, obviously for the Rams and root for him for my fantasy football team. So rooting for some kicks today.
All right. Well, for fantasy, I am playing against somebody who has Puka, Kyren, and the Rams defense.
Oh, well,
Funny enough.
that's going to be a big time game for you, I think. Obviously, rooting for a lot of
No,
Rams
for my
succeed,
opponent. I
regardless of
only got
fantasy.
Stafford, and we know you have Devontae. So
Yes.
I'm hoping for both of our sakes, Devontae gets some points here today.
The kick is up. The return man looks like Blake Corum, who is bringing the football back all the way to about the 36-yard line. So a pretty solid return. Great field position to start here for the Rams. A lot of people in the chat here, Josh. You want to rattle off some of these chats?
Yeah, so we got St. Louis Rams fan 3838. Come on, Rams need the dub. Yes, totally agree. Hyena Eats blowout is my prediction. 30 something to 17 or 19. I mean, obviously that's the hope. The hope is that this is a blowout, but divisional games are closer. I mean, we just saw the Dolphins destroy the Bills today.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never, well, that's what I was talking about with surprising results. You never fully know here. I mean, obviously, with the way they've been playing these last really three games, the Ravens, Jags, and the Saints, that you're coming in on a bit of a hot streak this time. And you hope the run game can continue what it did last week against the Saints. That was one of my key notes here was can the run game stay the same or at least be close to what it was? Because we know this Niners team is better than the Saints team last week. So hopefully you still have it to be close to what it was.
Terrence Ferguson incomplete on 1st and 10. Nearly makes an incredible acrobatic catch on the sideline. Gets 1 foot down. Can't get the second foot down. Love those cleats on Terrence Ferguson, by the way. It's 2nd and 10 here in the first quarter. And the Rams throwing to open up the pass. I talked about that in my video this week. They're throwing first rather than running first. And I kind of like that because you have so many weapons on offense. And Davante Adams, 2nd and 10, makes the catch. He gains 12 yards on the play, going to be first down for the Rams with 14 and a half to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, I'm about to see that play here. And you're right, by the way, those cleats. Terrence Ferguson, I'm liking those cleats there as well. And that was almost a great play as we're about to see the Devontae Adams catch here. Oh, just wide open. Bad defense.
Yeah.
Just wide open there for the first down.
100% here, as we have Stafford already on my side, under center, sends a receiver in motion. It looks like Xavier Smith out there in the slot. We have Kyren Williams in the backfield. Now Puka Nacua in motion. They fake to Kyren Williams, rolls to his right. Stafford does with a hand in his face. Puka Nacua with a flat-out drop on 1st and 10. Wide open, right around that shady kind of sun area where it meets, the shade and sun meet. So maybe that kind of affected him a little bit, but flat out a drop. The ball was a little bit behind Puka Stafford with a defender in his face there. So it's going to be 2nd and 10 here for the Rams, where you definitely want to see Puka come down with those catches. As Manuel says, big games today. Let's go Rams. What up, Ramily? What up, Manuel? Good to see you.
What up, Manuel? Thanks for coming in as usual. Yeah, you're right there, Josh. Puka with a very uncharacteristic drop. I don't see that being a problem the rest of this game or the rest of his career. I think that's just a that's more of a Shaqtin' a Fool miscue rather than a full-on concern throughout this game, hopefully.
Stafford to Nacua on the sideline. Defender pushing him out of bounds, but Nacua still gets his feet in bounds. Might be a close one here. We'll watch the replay. Puka out route, jumps up, catches that football, and gets 2 feet down for a nice 2nd and 10 grab. It's going to be 3rd down potentially, depending on where they spot this. Could be a first by inches. It is a first down for Puka Nacua on that catch, as he's going to sit on the sideline for this 1st and 10 play. Great catch from Puka. A little bit of miscommunication from Xavier Smith on that pre-snap. It's okay. They make it work. Stafford here under center now on 1st and 10. Ball at about the 42-yard line. Kyren Williams handoff straight up the middle for a 1st down run. A gain of about 11.5 yards. And I said this in my video. The Rams like to pass the ball to open up the run. Right now, pass, and then all of a sudden, a run for Kyren Williams straight up the middle helps him gain a good amount of yards on 1st down.
Yeah, that's just good play calling. I actually don't know if that Puka catch was a 1st down. Looked a little closer. Surprised the Niners actually didn't challenge that. But that is a good run there from Kyren. It's nice to see him already getting a 10-yard carry. Obviously, the Niners defense now also without their star rookie, Kyren Williams, for the season with another torn ACL for them. Obviously, Bryce Huff going to be key on the defense, Lenore as well. But besides that, it's really a lot of backups. I mean, on the offensive side, we'll go more into that when they get the ball for the Rams to run this 1st and 10 play here.
Yeah. Well, in that 1st and 10 play, it was a run again with Kyren Williams. He gains only about 2 this time. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 for the Rams. As we take a look here, they're showing Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay up on the screen. I mean, some good friends here. Obviously, former co-workers, I guess, for multiple teams, but obviously now division rivals having some fun against one another. Here's Stafford under center, fakes the Kyren. Defender again right in his face, but he gets the ball down to Davis Allen. It's going to be 3rd and about 2 yards to go here for the Rams. What are you calling? Run on 3rd and 2? We're going pass on 3rd and 2. Call your shot here, Josh. Who are we looking for on this?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to finally give you your Devontae Adams fade route. I'm finally calling it.
I would love to see something like that. Maybe even a little stutter step. I wouldn't mind a touchdown here from Devontae Adams. Let's not get too excited. The Rams are still outside the red zone. Stafford is under center. 3rd and 2 to go here. 11:29 to go in this 1st quarter. It looks like we're going to have a timeout 49ers defense. Actually, I see a flag on the field as well. Rams players pointing at the San Francisco side of things. So we're going to wait and see what this flag is. If not, no, never mind. They picked up the flag. It's going to be first time out for San Fran.
I don't hate the timeout call for San Fran. You know, you're not playing your best defense right now. The Rams kind of just driving right down the field here. With this 1st down, they'll pretty much be in the red zone. And if they don't get this 1st down, Josh, you already have decision time. Harrison Mevis could have to kick his first field goal attempt ever in an NFL game here if they don't get this 1st down. Do you think they would go for it this early in the game?
I think you go for it, not because you're not really confident in Harrison Mevis. Obviously, it's a big-time kick for him. You want it to be as easy as possible. Let him get an extra point under his belt first, I think, for the Rams. So they're going to say, you know what, let's go for it on 4th down if it is only like a 4th and 1. If it's 4th, a little sack here from Stafford. Stafford gets sacked all of a sudden. Maybe not, but we'll have to wait and see. Stafford right now under center, 3rd and 2. Kyren in the backfield. He sends a receiver in motion. It's Xavier Smith. They do hand it off to Kyren up the middle, who gains the 1st down and a little bit more. He got tripped up. He slams the ground because he's upset. He probably could have broke it out for even more if he didn't fall down. But it's going to be a 1st down for the Rams in the red zone. Gain of about, I would say, 8 or so yards. He was one little shift away from maybe breaking off for a touchdown. Kyren Williams, great first down.
Let's see here. Oh yeah, Turf got him there. Yeah, it's understandable to be mad. I mean, he got the first down. That's what matters. You keep this drive going. No decision time here for McVay. And then actually,
Stafford,
Daniel Medina in the chat called that play in chat. Good job, Daniel.
Stafford rolls to his right, finds Davante Adams. It's going to be first and goal here. He's coming across the field as Stafford rolls to his right after the play action of Kyren. And Davante really just wide open. Honestly, if this was maybe 5 years ago, I think Davante tries his best to get in the end zone there. He gets stopped at the 2-yard line. It's going to be first and goal at the 2 here. Great call, by the way, Daniel.
Yeah, that's just a great route from Devontae. Great throw from Matthew Stafford. Just seeing that connection grow over these last 3 games has been so important to this offense. And good, actually, that was also good coverage there by Lenore. If you watch the replay on Terrence Ferguson, Ferguson was about to get wide open. Lenore was able to actually get back to him, so they didn't throw him the ball on first and goal.
Didn't
and then
want
MM's
to cut you off at all, Josh, but touchdown, Rams. Kyren Williams gets a handoff on first and goal here. He just walks right into the end zone. I mean, this San Fran defense, I said it in my video, they're really beat up right now. And so all of a sudden, it's just, there's not much there, not much to slow down the run game. Here we go. First kick from Harrison Mevis. The Rams do an interesting little blocking swap from the offensive line. Kind of interesting. You tell me what you see, Josh, when you watch that. But the first kick is up, and it is good. Harrison Mevis, 1 for 1 in his Rams career. Floyd says 7-0. Manuel says, listen to how many times Tom Brady compliments Matthew Stafford this game. Yeah, no, I mean, great goat-to-goat kind of love there. I mean, Stafford going to go down as one of the top 10 quarterbacks, if not top 5 quarterbacks in NFL history. But look at that blocking. What do you think, Josh? Did you notice that? The blockers kind of swapping
I
a little
did.
bit?
I did. And also, by the way, Josh McCarty is inactive for this game, which I did find surprising because I feel like just in case if something were to happen to Mevis, obviously you don't want that, but you should still have Cardi active. So I did find that a little bit interesting that he was a total inactive for this one. And that kick looked great, by the way. That kick looked awesome. Straight down the middle. It's an extra point, so every kick kind of should be straight down the middle. But we know that from Cardi this year, they really haven't been. And again, if Mevis has a great game, I can see the Rams telling Cardi, "Hey, for right now, we're gonna go with Mevis." As Manuel in chat says, the thicker kicker. Yes, the thicker kicker. Harrison Mevis getting it done early. 7-0 lead here for the Rams with still 10-14 left to go in this first quarter. And Stafford on that first drive, 4 for 6 for 39 yards. And even looking at Kyren Williams, 4 carries for 25. Nice average yards per carry there as well. And now looking into the Niners offense real quick, the main thing to watch for here is that George Kittle is going to be in this game for the Niners. Obviously, we did not have that last time these teams played about 6 weeks ago. So no Ricky Pearsall. I thought we were going to see Pearsall today as well, but he's also dealing with a knee injury. Again, a player to watch. Kendrick Bourne had some nightmares about him last night, destroying our defense. Let's hope that does not happen again.
Yeah, 100% there. Definitely don't want to see that happening. But overall, I mean, right now, the Rams looking really, really good, really dominant, right? Who was it earlier that said it was a Hyena Eats that says, yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a blowout. Right now, if the Rams can continue that on offense, I think you definitely can lean towards a blowout. We know what this defense can be. Can they slow down Mac Jones and company? I think so. I'm not anticipating a 350-yard game here for Mac Jones again. I don't think Chris Shula and this defense want to allow that to happen. I think they're going to take some pride in slowing down this 49ers offense. We'll wait and see if they can actually do it on the field. Going to be interesting here as the kickoff is about to happen.
Well, just a quick update in division game. Seahawks, Cardinals, Seahawks up 14-0, and JSN already has a 19 fantasy points in the first quarter for me. So that is always a fun sign. And Jahmyr Gibbs already has 12 in the first quarter for me. So good late window fantasy so far for me.
Yeah, definitely sounds pretty good for you.
But the main thing there is the Seahawks up 14-0. Obviously, our opponent next week, who we're tied with right now for first place. So Ethan Evans doing all the kickoffs for today as well. Something else to note.
we're seeing this 49ers offense here. And Brock Purdy, I was looking at his stats because he got dropped in one of my fantasy leagues. Just taking a peek. Not that I want to have any 49ers on my roster, but I was just taking a little peek here. And Brock Purdy's played two games this year, maybe three. I mean, it's kind of crazy to see how long he's been out so far this year, and this team's still winning football games 6-3. I don't know if they are thinking about actually keeping Mac Jones at quarterback. I mean, I would doubt it because of how much money Brock Purdy's been paid. As on 1st and 10, Juwan Jennings with a nice catch on an out route. It's going to be 2nd and about 4 to go here.
Well, I think that Mac Jones has played so well. Also, Brock Purdy and I think Joe Burrow have pretty similar injuries. Burrow obviously went the surgery route for his treatment, and depending on the Bengals' record, he may or may not come back in December. But yeah, that was a good play by Jennings there, as you said. But for right now, those injuries can really nag and nag. I mean, we've seen players miss a lot of time with those. It's tough for them to heal. Purdy decided not to get the surgery, and we'll see. Maybe he does end up getting it if he really can't keep playing. And then Kyle Shanahan even said this week that Purdy was nowhere close to starting. So definitely, it looks like a longer road to recovery than 49ers fans would probably want at this point in the season.
100%. That's what it sounds like here as we're taking a look at this Rams defense looking ready to go. They slowed down and stopped Christian McCaffrey in that first run attempt. So it's going to be 3rd and 2 here. The Rams got to get to Mac Jones. I see no pressure. He does throw a quick pass to Juwan Jennings, but Emmanuel Forbes in coverage. No flag on the play. Really tight coverage, real physical play. Emmanuel Forbes celebrating as he knocks down the pass. Going to be a pass breakup for the cornerback. The Rams really need to just step up this season.
I'm looking forward to seeing this play. I'm seeing it now. Oh, yeah, that's a great play from Forbes. Forbes was great last week against the Saints. Again, it was the Saints, but he did get an interception, his first as a Ram. And now with that pass breakup, Forbes is playing at a very, very high level over these past few weeks. And I'm also interested to see, Josh, will we see Roger McCreary out there at all? He will be wearing number 25 as a Ram. So if you see 25 out there on defense, that is newly acquired trade piece, Roger McCreary. Xavier Smith are going to return this punt here.
Yeah, right as you said that, I think it was a fair catch from Xavier Smith. But I looked at the field to check special teams to see. I'm assuming we're going to see McCreary out there. And it looks like I did see him walk across my screen. So he is out there on special teams. He's out there rocking that number 25 jersey, as you said. And so, it's interesting, right? The Rams go out. They trade for Roger McCreary. We talked about, hyped him up a little bit because I do think he's a good cornerback who could potentially be one of your starting cornerbacks for this team. But the Rams have felt comfortable, and in all honesty, they've been doing a good job this season and in all of the era for Sean McVay. They do a good job of leaning toward the hot hand, right? Giving guys opportunities who have been playing well, right? And so if Emmanuel Forbes isn't playing bad, or if Darius Williams, when he's healthy, isn't playing bad, it's hard to see them slot in Roger McCreary. Same with Kobe Durant as well. Those 3 guys are kind of your starters. And the Rams have paid them their respect to say, you guys, it's your job unless you give us a reason for it not to be your job anymore. And so even though they did go out there and trade for Roger McCreary, they didn't spend that much on Roger McCreary. So I think at some point, too, maybe even Les Snead and company might say, you know what, if he doesn't play that much this year, cool. We can sign him for a cheap contract next year to bring him back since he is 25 years old. And we know he obviously is in a contract year. So I'm not saying they're going to keep him out because of the contract year thing, but I don't think they mind, right? If he doesn't really absolutely have an incredible breakout year for you and you have to pay him a bunch of money, they wouldn't mind, paying him a little bit less. But at the same time, I think it's really just them leaning on the hot hand. And so we'll see if McCreary does play at all in this game. Definitely someone to keep an eye on.
It is, and Floyd in chat said Emmanuel Forbes coming out aggressive again and coming off of best game last week. Yeah, he did for sure. And Manuel in chat, the Rams are about to make Levi Stadium into SoFi North. I like the sound of that. I don't know about with our crowd, but with our play, we can definitely do that considering the way that this game has started for the Rams so far. And I do think McCreary not playing last week was also mainly because that's your first week with a new team. You don't really know everything in the playbook just yet. You don't want to rush him. And this week, I do expect to see him more. I definitely think against the Seahawks when you have to cover JSN, Rashid Shaheed, Elijah Arroyo. and Sam Darnold playing the way he's playing. I think you're going to have all your chips there because you saw the Rams really fluster Darnold in the playoffs last year. So, and St. Louis Rams fan just said JSN is in concussion protocol.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, we do not want to see that. And as I check ESPN Fantasy to make sure I'm not being trolled here.
By the way, Seattle is absolutely shellacking Arizona. It's 21-0. The first quarter hasn't even ended yet. As Stafford here, 8 minutes, 54 seconds to go on first down. He does throw, handoff to Blake Corum. No gain on the play, but the flag came up immediately by the ref. That ref launched that flag up in the air, by the way, pretty high up. So we'll see what the call is, as this official is absolutely jacked, by the way. Lan Clark does not skip the gym at all. That guy is ripped. Sorry.
I don't see JSN in concussion protocol anywhere. Just to let's see this guy. Which official is it?
Lan Clark, the head official.
All right, let's see. I'm about to see him. Wow. Yeah.
Here is Stafford here, 1st and 5. So the flag was on the Niners. Good for the Rams. Stafford on the center sends Xavier Smith in motion. By the way, Jordan Whittington, I know, was dealing with some injuries, as well as Tutu Atwell. Stafford actually on the run, throws out of bounds. Looked like he was about to run for a little bit there, but defender coming in hot. It's going to be 2nd and 5 for the Rams. But I know Tutu Atwell is out. I know Jordan Whittington was also dealing with the injury. So we're seeing a lot of Xavier Smith right now.
Jordan Whittington, I do believe, is active. I do know Atwell's out, I believe, for at least one more game. I'm about to see this run. Oh, he had some room there. I think he could have gone. Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind. Someone got there.
Well, yeah, no.
For a second, he had some room.
I know Whittington's active, but he was questionable throughout the week. So maybe that's why we're seeing a lot of Xavier Smith out there. Right now, Stafford under center again. 2nd and 5. Sends, looks like Kanata Mumfield in motion. Fakes the handoff, looks down the field, does find a tight end, Colby Parkinson, who gets the first down and about a yard more after taking a pretty solid hit from a safety. First down, Rams.
Like to see that, as I'm about to see this play happen here.
By the way, guys, I know we talked about this, me and Josh have off of the lives, but apparently, if you watch on a old school style antenna, that's the fastest way to get the football games, as Josh is watching on cable, and he's still about 15-second delay from me. So if you want to watch the game as fast as it actually happens in real life, definitely get an antenna. Blake Corum, handoff to the right. He takes off for a gain of about 13 yards on the play. Going to be another first down for the Rams. 7:27 to go. They have a tight end in motion, Davis Allen, to help block. Picks up the incredible block, and Blake Corum breaks off for a nice gain, just a shoelace tackle away from making that a 20-plus yard run for Blake Corum.
Yeah, that's an awesome play there by Blake Corum. The Rams right now, they're firing on all. They're looking like the best team in football right now. I know it's only been in like 8 minutes of this game, but if the Rams are playing like this is why we keep saying that the Rams have a legitimate shot to beat anybody in the NFL any given week. 100%. If the Rams are playing like this, they're looking good. They're blocking physically. The run game's going with the pass game. If we have a kicker, look out.
100%. That's how I feel. As play action play, Stafford looks down the field, and I mean Davante Adams is just looking like prime Davante Adams right now, finding the open space, catches the football, turns around, looks upfield, gains about 2 or 3 more yards after the catch. As we do see another 49er down on defense, not good for them. But, I mean, Stafford and Adams, we've been talking about that early in the year. What do we keep saying? Oh, my goodness, like Stafford, just find Davante. He's so good. It should be so easy. But we knew Stafford dealt with his injuries. We knew Stafford wasn't there in the preseason and during the training camp. And so that was the issue. That's why their connection wasn't fully there. These guys, talk about hitting on all cylinders. Every time Stafford looks Davante Adams' way, it almost 100% of the time is a catch nowadays. It feels like the last couple of weeks. Stafford, Adams, that connection is just incredible.
So the player down is Tatum Bethune, who is a rookie for the Niners. It says he actually wears number 48 to pay respect to Fred Warner for his, I guess, Fred Warner's rookie year. He wore number 48. I did not remember that, but so hopefully he is okay there. I'm sure he's actually he is also a linebacker, and already with Fred Warner out. And Floyd in chat says, have you ever noticed how much better Williams runs after Corum fills in and has a good series? I'm looking forward to Williams having a good series next time he comes in. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just because you're giving him the rest that he didn't have last year. Like, for example, we're seeing Saquon as well on the Eagles not doing what he did last year because, again, he was used so much and he just was kind of still recovering from all that usage. And Manuel saying it looked like 5 or 6 tacklers in on Adams. Yeah, it took almost like half the defense there to bring him down. And Manuel again agreeing with Floyd. Yeah, I do too. Again, when you have these two running backs working the way that they're working, you don't need to trade for anybody. I know Josh and I talked about the third for Breece Hall. I know a lot of Chiefs fans were as well. I'm very still surprised that Breece Hall was not moved at all, but definitely I think the right move for the Rams to keep with what they had in the running back room.
Yeah, no, 100%. Floyd and Manuel agreeing with each other in the comment section. Yeah, Stafford did look old on that run as well. But overall, he actually looked like he ran pretty well on that one. He ran better than he has in the past. But yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you, Josh. Like, you don't need to go after guys like Breece Hall or big names. I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like, the big names are always fun to bring into your roster. But you guys have to, one thing we have to value as Rams fans that I think can really go under the radar is how well of a culture this team has built. And I know it sounds overrated and almost is annoying to say because ultimately, like, you don't really it just sounds funny, right? It's like an intangible thing you can't really put a price on, but it really is valuable. This culture they built of relying and trusting one another, relying on each other. McVay trusting Kyren, trusting Blake Corum after the last time we played San Fran. Both those guys both fumbled pretty badly in pretty bad moments, right? As Stafford nearly sacked with pressure in his face, throws a screen to Xavier Smith, who nearly breaks off again. Another shoelace tackle slows him down to only a gain of about 13 to 15 yards on the play. But Stafford, with a defender in his face, gets the screen pass off. And what an incredible throw and catch for Xavier Smith and Matthew Stafford.
I say, oh yeah, tough play there, and you're right again. Another just barely tackle. That might have been a touchdown actually if they didn't get to him. And NFC West media saying Seahawks up 21-0. I think Seahawks are a real threat. Yeah, I mean the Sam Darnold playoff thing does scare me, especially with how we really just destroyed him last year with 7 sacks in like one half and just kind of ended the game very early. I do worry for them in the sense of will Sam Darnold be any better because we saw this for the first 13 games. Sam Darnold looked great, and then he didn't end the year the way he wanted to. So we'll see if that does happen again for them as we have that matchup next week.
Perfect example of what you're saying there. By the way, Stafford incomplete on 1st and 10, throwing out of bounds. I agree with you there. That's a really key point, right? We saw this happen with Sam Darnold last year. And I'm not trying to, kind of crap on what he's done this year. He's been incredible this year, but we did see it last year. So we have to kind of wait and see till the playoffs to see if that actually comes to fruition when it matters most. As Stafford in the shotgun, again, nice little screen pass, throws to Puka Nacua, who does break off. Puka Nacua breaks off to the end zone for a touchdown. Rams touchdown. Puka Nacua screen, catch and run. Touchdown Rams, 14-0, barring anything bad on the extra point for Harrison Mevis. Incredible screenplay, just a great play call. The Niners were just not ready for this at all, as they almost were surprised to see no one blocking them, and they realized, oh wait, that means screen. The great blocking from the offensive line, tight ends and company. Puka Nacua, touchdown, Rams.
Yeah, good play. Good play. And then, again, just bad defensive effort from the... I know they're very injured right now. Unfortunately, Floyd saying Rams are smoking them. Yeah, they are. The Rams, this is the best they've looked all year. I mean, we saw this in the Eagles' first half, too. I know we didn't stream that game, but the Eagles' first half, we saw this, too. And then the Rams, unfortunately, did not have the best second half there. That was when the kicking issues really started. But now Mevis with the extra point.
Seahawks are absolute. Mevis, by the way, makes the kick. Seahawks, by the way, having an incredible first quarter, I would say, first half of play. And yet, somehow, some way, I have one of my leagues, I have Kenneth Walker, who has a whole 1 point in the game. I'm playing against Sam Darnold in that league. He has 7 points in the game. So where are the numbers coming from? Where are the touchdowns coming from?
It's JSN. I have JSN. It's JSN.
Yeah. It's not Sam Darnold. It's not Kenneth Walker. I can tell you that much.
No. Although I had to pick up a extra receiver because not Xavier, Rashee Rice has a bye this week, and I picked up Josh Downs, and he got me 1 point in the entire game, 1 catch for 3 yards. Fun. And then Alec Pierce gets 84 yards and a touchdown, who I also could have picked up, but I picked Josh Downs over him for some reason. So that's fun.
My number one guy in my main league, man, Bijan Robinson, just not really looking too hot right now, unfortunately. As we're looking at some more chats here, Seahawks touchdown again. Rams are smoking them. You said that already. Fumble Cardinals again. So it looks like Seattle's going to get that football. Shout out to NFC West Media for keeping us in tune with this back-to-back 2 games, 2 division rival games today.
Yeah. As we have another one coming up, as we look at some early window games as well. Obviously, we talked about the Dolphins really destroying the Bills, actually. And the Texans... Wait, the Texans won?
No, they didn't.
Wait. Yes, they did.
Wow.
They were down 29-10. Jaden Higgins caught a touchdown. They got a 2-point conversion. They got a touchdown with 7 minutes left. And they didn't do a 2-point conversion. They didn't get it. And then they got a touchdown with 31 seconds left to take the lead by 1. And then they got a fumble recovery with 1 second left to score a 3-yard fumble recovery touchdown. So they actually ended up winning 36-29 against the Jaguars, who were up 29-10 going into the fourth quarter.
Wow, Jacksonville, absolutely terrible for them. By the way, Zach Charbonnet also has 2 attempts, 5 yards, no touchdowns. Another touchdown from Seattle. Who's scoring? NFC West Media, you're in tune with the game. Who is scoring?
DeMarcus Lawrence fumble recovery.
He scored a touchdown. Defense scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, who scores 20? It's about to be 28-0 in that first half. Incredible. Who is
so
scoring?
JSN scored the first touchdown. Hey, guess what? DeMarcus Lawrence has 2 fumble recovery touchdowns.
Wow. Incredible defense there. DeMarcus Lawrence, former Dallas Cowboy there. Incredible.
It's like they should have kept him.
Play. Andres in the comments says, "What's up, everybody? Let's go Rams." Yep, let's go Rams indeed, as we're up 14-0 here. 5 minutes and 34 seconds to go in this first quarter. You know what would be great right now? Another 3 and out from this Rams defense. Right now, the 49ers offense hasn't gotten anything to go so far, but they've only had 1 opportunity in this first quarter. It's been all Rams other than that. Here's Mac Jones sending a receiver in motion. That's Kendrick Bourne, as Christian McCaffrey gets the handoff for a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Great stop here for the Rams. And it's just one of those things. The Rams have to make sure they slow down Christian McCaffrey and everybody else in this offense, of course. But Kendrick Bourne and company, Juwan Johnson, George Kittle's back right now. He wasn't there last time around. So you got to make sure you kind of just keep everything in front of you, I think. I talked about that. One of my keys to victory is making Mac Jones throw the football down the field. Don't let him get anything underneath. Make him throw deep balls down to Kendrick Bourne and Juwan Jennings rather than Kittle and Christian McCaffrey underneath. As Mac Jones, under center, snaps the ball. This play is called dead. It is a flag on the field. Usually when it's called dead, it's going to be on the offense. And it is a false start for this 49ers offense. I mean, nothing going right for this San Fran team right now.
No, they look out of sorts in this game, which you wouldn't expect it at home for them at all. Let's see. Was that a false? I didn't see that for sure, but hey, we'll take it. We will take it.
You will take that every single time. Mac Jones in
already going to be behind the sticks here
as the clock hits 0. Looks down the field, does find George Kittle down the field for a first down. And Cam Curl puts his hands up a little bit, talking to his teammates, maybe a little bit of miscommunication on defense. That's just a nice catch as well by George Kittle. Wasn't the best of throws. He just outstretched, reached for that catch, and shows why he's still one of the best tight ends in the league. A little physical at the end of his route on Cam Curl. I think that's why Cam Curl put his hands up. He's looking at the official like, hey, he can't just push me at the top of his route. And I kind of agree. Might have been a missed call there, as Mac Jones, 1st and 10, 3:53 to go, 14-0 Rams. Mac Jones all the time in the world, no pressure. He finds Juwan Jennings for another 49ers first down. There is a flag on the play, but this is not what you want to see from the Rams defense now.
No, it's not. You don't want to have the what you had last time. So happen again, where you have some good moments and then you can't really be consistent enough. Yeah, he had way too much time for Mac Jones to throw.
There was a point in
I
time.
didn't really see a flag here. What's the flag?
There was a point in time where Mac Jones was clearly just standing straight up. By the way, like not even shuffling his feet at all. The flag. It looks like it is going to be. I can't. I honestly did not see what he called. It's 1st and 10 though for the Niners, so it might have been a decline penalty. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go. 1st and 10. The Niners are at the 39-yard line in Rams territory. Mac Jones in the shotgun drops back to pass, looks to his left. The ball gets batted down at the line of scrimmage, but he was looking for Christian McCaffrey, who was going to gain about 2 or 3, maybe 5 yards on a good catch and run. Instead, the ball is batted down. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the 49ers.
Yeah, they actually the penalty was illegal, hands to the face by Emmanuel Forbes, but the Niners did decline it. I couldn't tell who got their hand on the ball there. I believe that was Tyler Davis, but I do want to see a replay on that. Good play there, nice heads up play. Yes, I think it will be Tyler Davis is there showing him going off the field there. Good play, key play there to really just stall this drive.
Ball's out, ball's out. Ball's out. It looked like pressure in front of the face of Mac Jones. He throws it down. Juwan Jennings, nice catch for a first down, and the ball just pops out of his hands for a fumble recovery. Cam Kitchens with the recovery. Ball's on the ground. Juwan Jennings is not arguing. I think this is a clear fumble, and guess who got his hand in? Just guess who. Just guess who, Josh.
I just saw it. I was going to guess Landman, but I saw it. Yeah, Cam Kitchens able to get this ball.
As we have a perfect timing, Manuel, with the donation as well. $20 dono says, hey, don't forget to take the time to like and subscribe. Manuel, you are doing the Lord's work, it feels like, for us here at the Rams Digest. We really appreciate you with your donations, Manuel. We just hope you enjoy watching the game with us. As perfect timing, though, it's like Manuel drops a donation, and all of a sudden Nate Landman says, you know what, I'm going to go make a play right now. Nate Landman. Peanut Punch Landman with the fumble recovered by Cam Kitchens.
Yeah, great play there. Of course, by the way, it's a Landman forcing it, Kitchens recovering it. Both of those guys kind of like a dynamic duo. Andres saying Landman in chat, Floyd, Landman with another Peanut Punch. Yes, and Manuel, thank you again for your donation. You've been donating a lot recently, so we really want to take some time and appreciate that. And there is never any pressure for anybody to donate. We just want to make that clear. If you do, obviously you can, but there is absolutely zero pressure to donate.
100% agree there. Manuel says, we are Ramily. Appreciate you, Manuel, for sure, 100%. It's been a good time watching these football games with you guys. Honestly, we missed a couple of games, I think, this year, right, Josh? Maybe 1 or 2. And it's
we missed the London game.
Yeah.
Because it was at 6:30 a.m. and we were like, you know what? I think it's our sleep is a little more important, and we both would have been very out of it at 6:30 in the morning.
But truthfully,
I forget what other game we missed.
But truthfully, it's not as fun watching Rams games or checking highlights or whatever it is without being here with you guys live streaming. So appreciate all of you guys for commenting always, and Manuel, appreciate the love with the donation. Can I heart that? Let me give a heart on that one for you. Appreciate you, Manuel. But yeah, like Manuel said, though, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like the live stream. Josh always says this. You know what happens if you like the live stream? The Rams score a touchdown. And so we have the fumble recovery here.
They do.
Fumble recovery. You guys like the stream? Maybe we'll see a Rams touchdown here. Krim says, always nervous when we play the Niners, but I'm optimistic today. Well, it's hard not to be optimistic right now. Up 14-0. That defense wasn't looking too hot for a second on that drive, and just another incredible play from Nate Landman forces the fumble, recovered by Cam Kitchens, and the Rams get the football back up 14-0 in this first quarter.
Yeah, this can almost be, you can almost put this game in Seahawks territory where the game is just kind of already over. I mean, obviously we're not having DeMarcus Lawrence level game. DeMarcus Lawrence alone may have 30 fantasy points. If you have an individual defensive player in a fantasy league, you can have DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, he might be your leading scorer of the week. But yeah, they're showing the replay here. Great punch out by Landman. We see this all the time. Nate Landman, you were saying it all offseason, Josh. He was going to be an underrated pickup, and he's a guy now that the Rams really just kind of have to re-sign, as Juan said in chat. So you guys going to adjust your predictions on the final score? Not yet, just because it's the first quarter. So we have to wait and see. Again, if the Rams are up again big at halftime, then obviously those score predictions will change. But for right now, it's still very early in the game that anything can still happen.
100%. I agree there. I'll change it. I'll readjust at halftime. I think that would be a good time to kind of see where we're at halftime.
Yeah.
We'll readjust predictions. I think where predictions are going to be wrong now, but I definitely want to readjust later as Stafford throws the ball deep down the field to Devontae Adams, who just couldn't hang on. There was a defender in the area, but Devontae, in his prime, he's making that catch 9 times out of 10. This was just that 10th time he does not make that catch.
See, I'm about to see it. Yeah, that might have been a business decision to drop that ball, man. Well said. I watch a lot of different channels that cover the Rams, but this one is really my favorite because every day you keep us updated. Well, thank you very much, Manuel. And I think it's good that you watch different. I think it's good to watch different things about your favorite teams, favorite sports, favorite topics, just to
Puka
hear
Nacua,
what
nice
everyone's got
little
to say.
inside, then jumps right back out. It's like he read the eyes of Stafford. I'm not even sure that was the play called there, as it looked like Stafford was waiting for him to break inside, fakes the inside pass. Puka just says, you know what, let me just bounce it right back outside here. He does that. Nice little catch. And Puka with a nice gain for a first down Rams on third down, by the way. It was 3rd and 6, so it was kind of big time. We were talking a lot with Manuel here, but that was a big time catch and run for Puka Nacua. It's going to be first down for the Rams, 1 minute and 55 seconds to go, up 14-0. Stafford under center here. Sends another receiver in motion, hands off to Kyren Williams up the middle, who gains about 6, maybe 7, yards on the play there. The Rams are rolling.
You put the maybe in between, so you're good there.
But yeah, no, really, honestly,
I don't know
Manuel,
if you saw Josh,
you.
but there was a video of a college game when the scoreboard hit 67. All the kids in the crowd started doing the 6-7 dance, which even the announcers knew it was going to happen.
You know, it's fun, man. It's just fun at this point now. It's like, yes, I know it kind of makes people cringe a little bit, but you know what? It's fun at this point. It's like a community thing at this point. As Stafford under center, barking out calls here. 4 seconds to go for the snap. He's telling Xavier Smith, please hurry up. And now he's looking at Xavier Smith and saying, what is wrong with you? As the Rams have to call timeout because Xavier Smith couldn't really figure out what the calls were. So that's kind of one of those issues there. The small issue for the Rams right now, but not having Tutu Atwell healthy. And then Jordan Whittington, we know, dealing with injury this week. He is active today, but I have not seen him on the field. There's been a lot of Xavier Smith, a little bit of Kanata Mumfield. And Stafford just a little frustrated. The Rams have to call a timeout there on that play. But going back to Manuel, watching different channels. Yeah, no, it's always good to watch different channels, get different opinions. But in all honesty, Manuel, I really appreciate the love you show for the channel because, I don't know, sometimes, I don't know how Josh feels, but sometimes you come out here, you make YouTube videos and you want people to like what you see, and sometimes you're nervous that maybe you're not making the greatest content, but people like Manuel and anyone else in the chat who just comes and watches every week, it really makes you feel validated for some of the work we're putting in here. So appreciate all you guys.
Yes. Oh, definitely, for sure, because that's YouTube. You know, that's really what it is. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. Obviously, you enjoy creating the content that you're creating, but at the end of the day, if people aren't seeing it, then you sometimes lose focus on that. So we do really appreciate everybody here in chat as the Rams finish their timeout here. It's going to be 2nd and 3 at around the 33.5-yard line here.
We have 1st and 10 now after a nice Kyren Williams run for the first down. 37 seconds left in this first quarter. The Rams had 1, maybe 2 plays off here as they have 13 down so far in this first quarter. The Niners have just 2 on the day. Handoff again goes up to Kyren Williams, who gains about 2 yards, and the Rams will probably take the 14-0 lead into the second quarter unless they rush a play here. It doesn't look like they will. The Rams, 14, the Niners, 0. And the Rams are just absolutely taking advantage of a pretty beat-up 49ers defense here. And in all honesty, just kind of doing what we thought they should have done in that first matchup, right? You're home, you're at SoFi. Sure, there's a sea of red in the building at times when the Niners come down to play. But ultimately, you're at home. You thought a beat-up team on offense and defense, the Rams should easily take care of business just like this. It didn't happen, so the Rams come out this time around and say, you know what, let's turn and flip the script. Let's go ahead and do what we have to do this time around. And it's looking so far so good. Still early in this game. There's still 3 quarters to play. But how are you feeling so far with the Rams' first quarter play, Josh?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. First quarter really couldn't ask for anything better at all. Being up 14-0 here early on in this one as I'm trying to get some stats up here, but it's definitely a good quarter, and the Rams looking to add even more to this game here at the end of the first quarter. Let's get our box score up and running here. Stafford 9 for 14, 120 yards and a touchdown. Kyren 8 for 45. Receiving, Devontae Adams actually leading the team in receiving yards, 3 catches, 48 yards, with Puka with 3 for 47 and a touchdown. And Davis Allen and Kobe Parkinson all catching a pass as well. So already 5 players with a pass caught, and I'm sure Terrence Ferguson will have another chance to catch a pass. And by the way, Seahawks are at the 1-yard line. They're going to score again.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable to see what the Seahawks are doing to the Arizona Cardinals. And again, you saw what Sam Darnold did last year, but I did talk about it as well when the Seattle Seahawks ended up getting Rashid Shaheed. I'll double check his numbers right now, but that was a big time pickup for them, right? You saw what they tried to do with I can't find Shaheed. You saw what they tried to do with Cooper Kupp, the Cooper Kupp signing. They were hoping that Cooper Kupp can just have some sort of game left in the tank. He does have a little bit, not as much as we I think they hoped out in Seattle, and so that didn't work out for them ultimately. So now you're looking at them right now picking up Rashid Shaheed. Currently in this game, he has just 1 rushing attempt, 10 rushing yards on the day, 1 target with 1 catch for 3 yards. So it's really interesting. Like they have a lot of weapons right now, and they're not even using all of them. The defense is just absolutely smoking Arizona, and that's kind of what's taking care of business for them right now in this game.
It is. They haven't really had to do too much on the offensive side of the ball, and I believe a timeout's been taken because it's still a second to go. Looking at some other early games, Patriots Bucks, great game. I was watching a little bit of this morning. Patriots win 28-23. The Patriots look like legitimate Super Bowl contenders at this point.
I never thought that would be the case at all. Shout out to Trevion Henderson for absolutely helping me save one of my fantasy leagues. So appreciate you, Trevion. Interesting stuff right now for a lot of teams out in the league. Is right now Stafford, shotgun, sends a receiver in motion. That is Tyler Higbee, who does make the catch and gets a great first down and much more after being smacked out of bounds. He gains about 15 on the catch and run. So incredible stuff there from Tyler Higbee.
And by the way, a little graphic on screen here for us. 180 total yards in the first quarter for the Rams, the most in any quarter for them this season.
Cooper Kupp showing his hatred still for the Arizona Cardinals. 2 catches, 74 receiving yards, 1 40-yard reception on the day for Cooper Kupp. So just throwing that out there for any Rams fans who still got some love for Cooper Kupp in Seattle, as Matthew Stafford hands the football off to Kyren Williams on 1st and goal. 14-20 to go left in this second quarter. Rams are rolling down the field, 2nd and goal. They're going to have the ball about the 4-yard line with a chance to score another one, up 14-0.
Yeah, this is really to give yourself the commanding 21-0 lead. Is this run by Kyren? Yeah, picks up some key yards here. Now you still kind of have whatever you want to do. You can either pass, you can run a trick play. I don't know if you saw, but the Bucks tried to do a Philly special play for a 2-point conversion. Did you see that earlier?
I did not actually, as Stafford looks for Higbee, doesn't find him. He's rolling out to his right, looking, throws to the back of the end zone. He finds Davis Allen wide open in the corner. It is a touchdown. They do a little dance there. Davis Allen, touchdown for the Rams as Stafford gets creative, rolling out to his right, looking, buying himself time, buying his receivers time to get open. He says, oh, there you go. Davis Allen bought you a couple of seconds. Now you're open. Touchdown, Rams.
Yeah, wide open. Yeah, Davis Allen's been a really nice red zone target here for the Rams. And with around 13:30 left here in this second quarter, already up, hopefully, 21-0 as long as Memphis makes this extra point here. But a great route from Davis Allen. Good lofted ball there from Stafford. No one around him whatsoever for an easy touchdown.
the thicker kicker, Harrison Mevis, lines up for his third attempt on the day, and he says, I am perfect down the middle. Don't even think about these kicks. And I know it's not really, maybe if you're Josh Riccardi and his camp, you're like, it's not really fair. The blocking looks pretty good right now. Maybe Jake McQuaid also being out there is helping this team just kind of feel settled, as he obviously is a nice veteran to lead this special teams unit. But Mevis, every single kick has been absolutely down the middle. Like, it looks like when I'm kicking kicks in Madden. I mean, it just absolutely does not even come close to being right or left. It's straight down the middle every single time for Mevis. So, might not be fair to Josh Riccardi, but this game ain't fair. Right now, Mevis has this job for the rest of the season, barring anything crazy happening.
I think so too. Even though McVay said coming into this week that that is not the case, that it's kind of a game by game basis, those kicks have looked awesome. I mean, they're right down the middle. And I do think McQuaid is helping, and I do think you have a good point about if you're on the Cardi side of things, where the blocking does look better, to where you're not having somebody come around in 0.5 seconds. So I mean, I get where he's coming from, but as long as Mevis is making these kicks, I think it's going to be his job to lose.
100% agreed with you there. But the Rams are up 21-0. They're taking care of business. Now what you want to see is this defense, right? You want to see them pin their ears back and just absolutely fly and go get Mac Jones. I mean, that's been one frustrating piece playing the Niners now. This is the second time where I haven't really seen much pressure, whether it's up the middle, around the edge. I haven't seen that much. There's been a couple of times maybe people get into the backfield, get some penetration. You're obviously doing a good job slowing down Christian McCaffrey. He's not done much so far in this game, but I want to see the defense continue to dominate. I want to see what the Seattle's doing to Arizona. That's what I kind of want to see from this Rams defense and Rams team altogether.
Yeah.
Just kind of keep up with them and show that, hey, we're dominant too on this side. And I think we are the better team here. Manuel says, this is just my opinion, but with Cardi having a computer degree from Stanford, he doesn't need football to be successful in life. I'm just saying, maybe that had something to do with it. I mean, the interesting take for sure. Maybe he's kind of like ready for the next step in his life, but at the same time, I mean, he I think is a good kicker. I think he has shown to be a good kicker. Sometimes you're missing a couple kicks. The pressure doesn't help, around the edge on your kicks. So all that stuff plays a role. So I feel bad for Cardi if he does lose his job. I don't want anyone to lose their job, but the Rams need a kicker to make kicks. That's point blank period. This game is not a game of, oh, I'm sorry, it's not the reality. The Rams need to win a Super Bowl. That's all they care about. And so you can't really feel bad. And as St. Louis Rams fan says, IDK about both you guys, but I think Higbee deserves to stay and retire as a Ram. Don't know what his contract situation is, but he deserves to retire as a Ram. Yeah, I look at Tyler Higbee as like almost like in the similar vein, not the same at all, but Rob Havenstein, right? It's just there's like kind of pillars on this Rams team of just kind of like they've been here so long. I know a lot of Rams fans don't necessarily agree for some reason with Higbee's legendariness in the Rams uniform, but I think he's a Rams legend. I think I want him to stay a Ram, even if he's just your third tight end after a couple of years. Like, I want him to stay and lead this group and just kind of help these guys out and get some catches here and there. I think he's still a good tenant.
Yeah, I think he is too. I do agree that he should retire as a Ram. And by the way, just before the play starts here, that last touchdown pass they just said was Matthew Stafford's 400th career touchdown pass, putting him officially 9th all-time, the 9th player ever to hit 400 career passing touchdowns.
Incredible stuff there. Zach Charbonnet, by the way, you're going to see the game break in a second. He basically flew into the end zone. He gets tackled, but still continues to fly on the defender and float into the end zone. Pretty incredible stuff here. 2nd and 3, a nice little pitch to Christian McCaffrey. Gains about 5 on the play, so it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the 49ers. About the 50-yard line. 1st and 10, 12:55 to go in the second quarter. 21-0 lead for the Rams. We'll see if this defense can continue to slow down this Niners offense. Last drive, Niners were picking it up a bit, so you want to hopefully kill that momentum here if the Rams defense, as Mac Jones sends George Kittle into motion to his right, sends Juwan Jennings into motion. They pitch toward the motion. Christian McCaffrey gains about 2 or 3 yards, and that is it. This Rams defense is all over the run right now.
Yeah, it is. They've been really good On the run, I did see that game break. That was a crazy play there. Yeah, Seahawks. Yeah, that game's over.
Yeah,
Put in the
35-0.
backups already, Seattle.
Yeah, 35-0. That's what I want to see the Rams do, though, in this first half. All right, I want to see the Rams get there.
Yeah, McCaffrey having absolutely zero lanes there as it was Tyler Davis and Byron Young in on that stop there. And the Niners again with the injuries are just looking way out of sorts early on here in this one. And again, if this game does end up getting to that 35 to nothing mark, do we see Jimmy Garoppolo quarterback the entire second half?
Depending on how big of a lead you get here, and you do have to still slow this Niners offense down as George Kittle catches the ball middle of the field. Mac Jones finds him after some pretty quick pressure, and George Kittle just shows why he's a grown man tight end, and they just can't really tackle him. Cam Kitchen's just flying off of him as it takes a couple of Rams defenders to bring George Kittle down. It's going to be 1st and 10. George Kittle on the day, 2 catches for 34 yards so far in this first half. 11:18 to go, 21-0, Rams are up. 1st and 10 here for the Niners at the 31-yard line in Rams territory. The pitch is out to Brian Robinson Jr. He breaks off to the edge, gets another first down and stays on his feet, gets out of bounds for a first down. I would say that was like about an 11, 12-yard gain for Brian Robinson Jr., who is a really good running back, by the way. Just stuck behind one of the greatest running backs we've ever seen, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Brian Robinson's good. He is good. I do think the Commanders kind of regret trading him a little bit, but yeah, he was really just able to get around everybody there. That's not good run defense there, and you don't want the Niners to get this touchdown here because they do get the ball to start the third quarter since the Rams started off with the football. So you do want to get a stop here, and if you don't, I think you want to get another score so that you can go up, being still up by 21 at halftime if the Niners do get a score here, which it looks like they most likely will. So we have to wait and see.
Yeah, hopefully it's 3 and not 7, as there's 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go here. The Niners are in the red zone, 2nd and 8. They're just barely in the red zone. It's going to be on the 18-yard line. 10 minutes to go, 21-0 Rams. Mac Jones drops back to pass all the time in the world. Again, finds Christian McCaffrey for a nice gain. It's going to be 3rd and 2, maybe 3 yards for the Niners. And it's big time right here for the Rams. Probably 4-down territory, I'm guessing, when you're down 21-0 in the first half. So you're going to have to stop them twice here on these plays.
Yeah, I think it is too. As Landman actually almost punched that ball out there.
He did. They just showed a replay. Landman did punch the ball out. Christian McCaffrey just grabbed it before it hit the ground. As Christian McCaffrey gets the handoff up the middle, the Rams stuff him again. So it's going to be 4th down after a gain of 2. It wasn't fully stuffed completely. Gained about 1 or 2. It's going to be 4th and 1. 4th and very short. And the Niners offense isn't even thinking about coming off the field here. But that play, Nate Landman basically punched the ball out again. Yet Christian McCaffrey just showing how great he is. He says, "No, I'm going to pick this one up before it even falls out my lap here."
Yeah, that was a great recovery there.
8:50 to go. 2nd quarter. Jones under center. Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. They hand off to McCaffrey. Of course, he bounces it outside, but Byron Young says, "No, thank you." Maybe Braden Fisk in there as well. He says, "You know what? Give me the football back." It is a turnover on downs for the Rams defense. Very smart play call, I think. If you're the Niners, if you're going to run it, you got to run it outside since that box was just full of a bunch of Rams defenders. But Byron Young bounces outside with Christian McCaffrey and says, "Come back. It's my ball now." Great play for...
That is our ball. As LeBron James once said, "Ain't that our ball?" Yes, it is our ball. After that great tackle there, and the Rams are going to start off, pretty deep into the Niners territory. They're going to be at around, I believe, the 17, 18-ish yard line there. We have to wait and see. In this game right now for the Rams, you score here, it is this game. You're getting into the blowout territory already. Andres saying turnover on downs. Yes, I agree, man. Well, the Niners really haven't ran that much. Well, because yes, they haven't. It is mainly because they are down by quite a bit right now. Yeah, turnover on downs, that you have to go for it there for the Niners. I don't blame them. But you do wonder if you could have maybe added some more trickery or a better disguise because everyone kind of knew that they were going to be running the ball there as a whole. So definitely questionable play calling there from Kyle Shanahan. And update: the Cardinals have a 3rd and goal at the Seattle 3. The Cardinals may not be getting shut out anymore, as they're probably in 4 down territory as well. Manuel saying, "Let's go defense." Like that. Lions are up 22-3 on the Commanders. Ooh, Jahmyr Gibbs got me another touchdown like that. And the Lions looking a lot better here in this game than they did last week against the Vikings. Not very good games here in terms of a score so far here in the afternoon noon window.
Yeah, very good. I was actually a lot of good, interesting football play early in this day today. Just a lot of good games in the 10 a.m. slot. But yeah, the 1 p.m. games, people are taking their naps right now. But if you haven't taken a nap yet, if you're watching us right now, watch us. But if
Yes.
you're watching anything else, I think it'd be a good time to take a nap right now, especially if your team isn't playing at this current time. Let's see here. We caught up with some of these chats. Floyd says they replaced long snapper. Rick says give the yard line, please. Oh, what yard line we're at. I gave it to you, Rick. Appreciate you. Manuel says Niners haven't really ran the ball that much. They have not, actually, which has been good for the Rams, as Christian McCaffrey hasn't had a chance to really do much damage for them. Floyd says 4th and 1. McCaffrey cannot get it. It's turnover on downs from Floyd and Andres. Let's go defense. Yep, let's go defense indeed, as it's 21-0, 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. The Rams get the football at about the 11.5-yard line. They hand off to Blake Corum, who, oh my goodness, just smacked into his offensive lineman, Rob Havenstein, and it was like he ran into a brick wall. I've never seen a man fall down like that so hard. I mean, that was crazy. Corum just absolutely runs flat into Rob Havenstein, and it's literally like he ran into a brick wall.
I'm about to see this play here. Let's see. And yeah. I mean, yeah, there's not really anything you can do about that. Again, that's just an unlucky situation there. I mean, I'm sure Blake Corum's going to be asked about that in post game, as in why that happened. Just unlucky. Manuel in chat saying, side note, have you checked out the game? I recommended Ghost of Yoti. I have not. Josh, I know you were mentioning it. Did you?
Honestly, Manuel, I was really, really sitting right there, hovering over the pay button. I just couldn't get myself right now at this moment. I couldn't get myself to pay $70 right now, Manuel. But in both games, by the way, because that's the one thing. Like Ghost of Yoti, you said I think it was the second game. By the way, Blake Corum got stuffed on 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 11 here for the Rams. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout or a flag. And if it is a flag, Puka's pointing at the Niners defense. The ref is laughing. Let's wait and see. It is going to be. Oh,
you can't be getting laughed at by a ref.
On the 49ers. It was 3rd and 11 for the Rams. Flag on the 49ers defense. We'll see what the down is going to be real quick before I go off of the Ghost of Yoti Manuel talk. Let's see here. Going to be 3rd and 6. So 5-yard penalty, not an automatic first down. But I was about to buy the game, Manuel, and then I just thought $70 a little too pricey, because I know the first game you said was the other one, and then Ghost of Yoti was the second game. But dang, I don't know, man. It's definitely a little pricey. But I promise you, I will definitely consider it as another flag on the play here. It looks like a timeout Rams, not flag, timeout Rams. So 3rd and 6. The Rams have the football deep in their own territory, so they're going to have to get a nice play here on 3rd and 6 to get out of it, to continue their run on offense. But no, don't worry, Manuel. I'll play it, and I guarantee you I'll probably like it. I actually have 2 buddies, 2 of my close friends. My roommate has played it, and another good friend of mine played it as well. He said it's one of the best games, the best open world games they've ever played, which I love open world games. So you're telling me I got to be an open world samurai? I can't see how that's a bad game.
No, it definitely does sound interesting, as it did show Fred Warner in the crowd there supporting the Niners. Timeout Rams. It is 3rd and 6. Is that a coach with that chain? Do you see that chain?
I did not see the chain, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah, if they show that coach again, then was that coach with the diamond chain?
That's so funny. My mom says I'll refund
Hey,
you the
fair
money if
play
you
to
don't
the
like it.
Niners coach with a diamond chain. That is kind of cool. If
Don't
that,
worry, Manuel.
because I think that was a coach.
I promise you, Manuel. I know I'll love it, so don't even worry about that at all. I'll get the game. I promise. I'll give you. How about this? Next week, I'll update you. I promise you. As Stafford 3rd and 6 throws it down the field. Terrence Ferguson, he's there. It's just a little bit of an overthrow, and Stafford's kind of mad at himself. Now, look, don't freak out. A little bit of an overthrow. Sometimes it's going to happen. Stafford could have got a nice first down as this Niners defense is celebrating like they did something, but Terrence Ferguson was kind of open on that play, just a little bit overthrown over his head. So it's going to be a punt here for the Rams from their own about 12-yard line or so. Ethan Evans does get the punt off. Nice kick all the way down to the 40-yard line, but the Niner is returning it. Number 9 gets it past the 50 and more, past the 40, 43, 42, maybe yard line for the Niners on the return. So a great return for the 49ers. That is Sky Moore, formerly the Kansas City Chief. First-round pick, I think. One of those, I think he was a pretty high draft pick.
See, a first-round pick?
Great run back and return for the Niners and Sky Moore. They're going to get the ball past the 40-yard line already in Rams territory.
Yeah, actually, that's going to be, it looks like, I think that's the 36-yard line there, actually.
Yes,
but
you're right.
Yeah, that is going to be almost already in field goal range. You got to get a sack. This is a must sack, really, to prevent even a chance at a score. Again, you were already pinned back deep, so I'm not too mad at where the punt actually ended up going. It's just you can't give up basically a 20-yard return there. I mean, I get Sky Moore is a good punt returner. Didn't really work out with the Chiefs. He's been working out as a return man here in San Francisco. And for this defense here, again, the field goals, they get a field goal, but you do not want to allow a touchdown here.
Exactly. I like Sky Moore, by the way. They don't use him much on offense here in San Fran, but I do like him as a receiver. I'm kind of rooting for him quietly, not on the Niners. If he goes to a different team, maybe I'll root for him a little harder, all right? But it is going to be 2nd and 9 here for Mac Jones. 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. The ball is, like you said, about the 36-yard line. Mac Jones throws it, finds a receiver downfield. A great tackle from Cam Kitchens, but after Juwan Jennings makes the first down catch, 1st and 10 for the 49ers. I will say this, too. The one good thing is if they are in range where it's like 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, or 4th and 3, they may have to go for it because they're down 21-0. It's a benefit of what the Rams have put themselves in, being up 21-0. So that's one way to avoid them scoring at all here to end this first half. 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go. Mac Jones pitches out left to Christian McCaffrey, who does try to dodge a man just to get past the line of scrimmage. He gains about 2 or 3 yards on the play. 2nd down for the Niners, approaching the red zone.
Yeah, for the Niners here, you got to get a touchdown. If you're a Niners fan, Niners, someone in the Niners camp, you need them to get a touchdown here. Obviously, for the Rams, you don't want that. And that was Quentin Lake doing a good job of holding McCaffrey as he did the last play as well. The Niners, they have definitely looked better here in the second quarter, both defensively and offensively.
Agreed with you
so
there.
far, but the Rams, again, they're not letting up anytime soon.
Agree with you there, but it's going to take a lot, like you said, for the Niners to come back here. There's still a lot of football left, though. 21-0 is not as big of a lead as you really can, where you can get comfortable, right? So 3rd and 5 here for the 49ers. They are right outside of the red zone. 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Rams are up 21-0. Mac Jones in the shotgun. Christian McCaffrey is to his right. He sends a receiver in motion out towards his right. Mac Jones looking up the middle of the field. Does throw to a receiver who George Kittle cannot make the catch, Cameron Curl. They're saying he caught it. Kittle saying, I don't know about that. They're saying he got the ball. But either way, 4th down. It's actually better for the Rams if he did catch it, because it's going to be 4th and 2, and this Niners offense is not coming off the field. So I want to see a big 0 on the board at halftime, and that means the Rams need to make a stop here on 4th and 2.
Wait, they're saying he caught that?
Yeah, I don't know why, but the Rams aren't going to complain because it makes the Niners want to go ahead and run this play. But regardless, 4th and 5, 4th and 2, if you're the Niners, are you kicking a field goal? What do you think?
4th and 5, I think you are, but 4th and 2, no. 4th and 2, I do think
which
you need to
which is
go
exactly why
for
I'm
it.
kind of hoping they gave Kittle that catch, so it could be 4th and 2, and the
That
Rams can't
didn't
stop.
they didn't even show a replay. That did not look like. Oh, I think the Rams are challenging.
Yeah, there's something happened here. There's a timeout on the field. They're going to review that play. It looks like, or at least the Rams just call a timeout to give their guys a couple minutes to catch their breath. I'm looking at Nate Landman right now. He's just huffing and puffing still. So give your guys a chance to get some water here. 4th and 2, not going to be a challenge. The Rams are all out of timeouts. Second quarter. Oh, catch. Kittle catches. Knees are down. Oh, it is a catch from George Kittle. Rips out after Cameron Curl rips it out after he hits the ground. So I think the Rams try to call timeout to see if they can look over this one again, but it does look like a George Kittle catch, and it gets flung out at the last second from Cam Curl. You're right, by the way. It is a challenge from the Rams.
Yeah, that is a catch.
Is it a catch, though? Because he doesn't survive the ground, I guess?
Where both knees are already down.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be called a catch.
He catches, one knee down, two knees down. He still has elbows down, both elbows down, and then Cam Curl rips it out after the fact.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's a catch. This ref looks a little too happy to be talking to George Kittle. Hasn't stopped smiling. Just saying.
Call stands. So it is 0 timeouts now for the Rams. We see here Manuel says the Rams offense has been dominating the time of possession. Yeah, I mean, to be fair to this Niners offense, not that we care about them, but they've not had the football much. Like, they haven't really had a chance to get comfortable in this game because they just haven't had the football that much. It's a nice drive for them here. 4th and 2. Christian McCaffrey is to Mac Jones' left. The Rams have no timeouts left. They're up 21-0. 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go with this football at the 17-yard line. Mac Jones gets the snap in the shotgun, drops back to pass, finds George Kittle, who is flexing. There is a flag on the play, and I think he caught that ball even with a pass interference from the Rams defender. That was Emmanuel Forbes? No, that was Cam Curl in coverage, who's basically tackling George Kittle as he's making that catch. So they're going to say pass interference, penalty declined by the Niners. 4th and 2, they get it for now what's going to be a first and maybe goal. Yeah, 1st and goal for the 49ers.
Well, yeah, that's not what we wanted to see there again. I feel like they should have probably gone to Kittle on the first stuff. But yeah, that's a clear PI. Just a great catch by Kittle. He's too big. I mean, that's where you kind of want to have a guy like a Roquan Smith who could be out there in coverage as a linebacker. I mean, you may have to try and see if Landman can cover him on these types of plays just to get a bigger body on him.
Byron Young comes off the edge with just unblocked completely, but Mac Jones does drop back, finds a wide open Juwan Jennings touchdown. Niners 21-7. And now you go from we're good, we're chilling, we're relaxed, no big deal. Maybe Jimmy Garoppolo second half. So now all of a sudden you're only up by 14. I mean, you're not up by that much. You got to take care of business. You can't fall asleep versus this 49ers team. They're going to keep playing. I mean, a lot of these guys are playing for their careers. I mean, Kendrick Bourne's out there playing for his career. Mac Jones playing for his career. They're not going to stop trying against you.
No, not at all. And if they show the replay, Juwan Jennings absolutely ignored a fan's request for a high five if they do show it again. But I feel like that was kind of a cool little part of the celebration. Obviously, I don't think you're supposed to really be reaching your hand out for high fives there. But yeah, they're not going to stop trying. It's only one touchdown. It's not the end of the world. I mean, they were probably going to score at some point. But obviously for the Rams, you have 3 minutes left. Just hold the ball. Hold the ball. Just take up the entire half. Hold the ball. Get some type of points up on the board. Because as I said, the Niners do start off with the ball in the second half. So them scoring here was absolutely key. And if they do hold the Rams, they're one score away from it being a one possession game. So this is all of a sudden very important drive here for the Rams.
Definitely a drive here where the Rams should come up with some points. They almost need to come out with some points here to make you feel comfortable with their lead still. So another 7 would be incredible to end this first half. At least 3, like you said, would be kind of nice. As we're checking around the league here, Detroit is up 22-10 in Washington versus the Commanders. Remember, no Jaden Daniels for the Washington Commanders, so we know that is the case for them. Detroit should take care of business. Rams up 21-7. Of course, we're seeing more scores around the league. Seattle, we have an update on that score. Looks like 35-7. Arizona finally got a scratch in that game. Still very dominant football for the Seattle Seahawks.
And Seattle's actually at the Arizona 30 right now, so they might score again.
Very interesting stuff there. I did see a guy in my league trade for Seattle's defense. I didn't really know why he aggressively was pursuing a defense, but Seattle's defense dropping 30 fantasy points today. So.
JSN is in concussion protocol, but it looks like he's still in the game, or at least he's still active. He has not been ruled out, from what I can tell. That he was actually pulled off the field by the independent examiner, that it was not a team-initiated review there. And for this Rams team, I would love to see them try to get Ferguson involved, obviously. And they haven't really been going to Puka a lot. I do think it could be time to see more of Puka as well. What do you think about that?
Say again, for who?
For Puka and Ferguson to get more involved.
Yeah, definitely. Devontae Adams had a couple catches. I want to see some end zone targets, of course, red zone targets, because selfishly for fantasy. But definitely, I think you can get the tight ends involved again here. You try to get Blake Corum involved there, and I think it's just the Rams need to still find a better balance of how to use both Blake Corum and
right
and Kyren Williams, because at times it feels like they just go, oh, here, let's have this drive be Blake Corum's drive. And it's like, no, maybe just keep Kyren starting every drive and just find a way to mix in Blake Corum. That's kind of what I want to see out of that offense. But for the most part, like you said, Terrence Ferguson would be nice to get a couple catches here on this drive. Tight ends in general. Like Floyd says here, the Rams need to answer the 49ers score with one of their own. Agreed. Whether it's 3 or 7, just get some points on the board here as Stafford under center sends receiver Xavier Smith in motion. He does fake the handoff to Kyren Williams. Rob Havenstein almost looked like he got a hold on the edge rusher there. They don't call anything. It's going to be a nice catch for Kyren Williams, gain of about 7.
All right, good play to start. Good play to start. Starting from the 30 here. Nice to see Kyren get more involved in the passing game as well here.
The play action has been doing wonders for the Rams in this football game, by the way.
Yeah, it looked really, really good.
Stafford in the shotgun doesn't fake the handoff to Kyren. Kyren runs out to his right. Stafford avoiding pressure and then just takes a sack. I don't really know what he's doing there. It's like he thought he was going to get sacked, accepted it, then realized, oh, shoot, I'm not sacked, and then just accepted the next sack. I don't know why he didn't throw the football out of bounds there. Probably because he's within the tackles. He didn't want to get a penalty. But, just throw the ball away, I think, at that point. Over the head of a receiver should be fine.
Oh, that's a big time loss.
A receiver wide open in the middle of the field. I don't know what he's looking at. Kobe Parkinson is just nobody's covering him.
No, that was a big loss too. That was what? What is it now? 3rd and 10 again?
3rd and 8.
Actually, not as bad as I thought.
It looks like we're gonna have a timeout from the 49ers. So, 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, no timeout. 2-minute warning here for the Rams. It is 21-7. You want the Rams to score here to end the half, but 3rd and 8 is going to be kind of difficult. I don't love that play from Stafford. It was almost like zero urgency, not really looking down the field, that's not smart play at all from Stafford, which is not what we're used to seeing. So ugly there, but it's 3rd and 8, not the end of the world. Ball's at about the 32-yard line or so?
Yes.
So Rams have a chance here, but they got to go ahead and get this first down, come out of the timeout or 2-minute warning.
Yeah, they do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They have to get this first down. Floyd saying Rams need to answer the Niners score with one of their own. Yes, yeah. That's really all you can ask for right now is them answering somehow, some way with any type of points. It's 3rd and 8 is key. You're not in a spot where you'd go for it, being up 21-7. especially where you are on the field. So you really only got one play here to get this first down.
Don't forget, by the way, the Niners get the football coming out of the second half. So that is going to be obviously something you want to see the Rams putting up points. If you don't, all of a sudden the Niners score a touchdown at the second half. It's 21-14. So the Rams need to kind of lock it in here and try to get some points. If you don't, it gets a little bit close.
Yeah, and the Seahawks, by the way, an update there. They kicked another field goal, 38-7 Seattle.
I do still have Kenneth Walker in one of my leagues, so I would like to see them run the football with him, but it's not happening. It's just not
Charbonnet has a touchdown, by the way.
Who?
Charbonnet.
I know. No, it's been such a weird year for Kenneth Walker. I believe in him, and when I watch him play, he looks good more often than not, but I don't know. Seattle's winning without him, so I guess you can't really argue why they should use Kenneth
I drafted Kenneth Walker last year. Not doing it again.
It's just a weird backfield with both Walker and Charbonnet. Manuel says, in the past, Stafford would have chucked that somewhere, possibly got an interception, so I'm actually happy with him taking that sack, even though he had someone wide open underneath. Yeah, I hear you, Manuel. Maybe no need to be that aggressive there. I just thought it was kind of interesting that he missed the receiver right in front of his face. I think he just, like I said, I think he thought he was sacked. By the time he realized he wasn't sacked, it was too late because he got the second sack coming. So
Floyd saying for some reason Stafford did not see that man open underneath. Yeah, he just missed it. It happens sometimes. Again, I mean, I'd rather you take a sack than have a turnover, but now you are at 3rd and 8 rather than most likely a first down.
Stafford in the shotgun, drops back to pass, gets a first down to Davante Adams, who gets a kind of hit kind of hard there at the end, but he flips the football, showing I'm big, I'm tough, I'm strong, I don't mind the hits. Gets hit twice, once by a 48, the linebacker, or safety maybe, and then first down. 1 minute 36 seconds here, about the 47-yard line. Stafford drops back to pass, looks for Davante Adams yet again, who catches the football, falls out of bounds. They may go ahead and keep the clock running. No, they stop the clock here. So 1 minute and 30 seconds to go, 21-7. The Rams went from, oh, this is ugly, to, oh, wait, let's go. We look pretty good right now with these two back-to-back catches from Davante Adams. Stafford.
Let's see here. I'm about to see it.
In the shotgun, drops back to pass.
Great catch.
Throws the ball all the way deep down the field. Davante Adams didn't really make an attempt on the football on that one, so it's 2nd and 10. He might be a little gassed from the last couple plays because he didn't even try to catch this football. He's trying to catch his breath a little bit. He's going to run to the sideline here. But 2nd and 10, 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. The Rams try to just go ahead and put the 7 points on the board right there. It didn't happen, but still great attempt. 7 targets, 5 catches with 75 yards in the first half for Davante Adams. Shotgun here. The ball at the 41-yard line in Niners territory. Stafford barking out calls to the offensive line. Kyren Williams standing to his left. 1 second to go. Ball is snapped. Pressure up the middle. Stafford throws the football away. Throws the football away up the middle of the field. Target was Kanata Mumfield, but it was just short of him.
All right, and you're at the 40.5-yard line right now. You're not really in field goal range. You got to get a first down here, or you got to get close to where you would go for it.
A lot of pressure from the Niners defense. I would like to get a gain of about 3 or 4 more yards. And hey, you know what? Let's test the leg of Harrison Mevis. He's been making these extra points. I don't mind if he kicks a long field goal here. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather him get closer, but let's give him a shot here. If you do get a couple yards. Full out pressure for the Niners. Stafford gets rid of it. Nearly intercepted as he tried to get the football to Kanata Mumfield. A lot of pressure in Stafford's face. He just did not have enough time for that pass. Nearly intercepted. You're happy it's not picked, but we'll see. Is it the punting unit? It looks like number 42 is out there. It is Ethan Evans, and I don't love this. I know you don't want Harrison Mevis to have no confidence and blah, blah, whatever, but yeah, I think if there was maybe 40 seconds to go, you kick this field goal. But because there's only 1 minute and 15 seconds, you don't want to see the Niners score a touchdown because Harrison Mevis misses the kick. And then and then they get the football again. So that's kind of probably the thought process here. Pin them back as far back as you can, but I don't know. Let the kid kick it. What do you think?
I think punt here is the right call. Like what you were saying, you don't want them to score another touchdown. I trust Ethan Evans to pin him inside the 10 here.
Yes, I think just outside the 10 after I saw that punt. You let me know where it ends up being.
I think it's going to be around the 14-yard line here. Still, where you want to put him? Back inside the 15. And this is a must stop now for the Rams because you no longer have that 21-0 lead. You now have the 21-7 lead, and you don't want this to be 21-14 heading into the locker room with the way you've played throughout this first half.
Mac Jones drops back to pass, finds Juwan Jennings for a great catch, a huge gain for the Niners. Mac Jones now in the hurry up, throws down the field again, finds number 5, another receiver for him. Would love to say I know his name, but I don't. The ball
number 5 is actually former Ram, Demarcus Robinson.
7 seconds to go.
Number 5 is former Ram, Demarcus Robinson, actually.
As Mac Jones finds Demarcus Robinson. Oh, no, sorry. First finds Juwan Jennings, then finds Demarcus Robinson over the middle of the field. It's going to be at about the 51-yard line for the Niners, already marching down this field. Thirty-seven seconds to go. One timeout for the 49ers. Again, any points is going to hurt the Rams here. The ball is literally right on the 50-yard line. Mac Jones in the shotgun. Christian McCaffrey to his left. 2 receivers out left. Mac Jones drops back to pass, looking left, looking over the middle of the field. Great way to tip the football up. Nearly could have been possibly intercepted as Juwan Jennings is begging the ref for a foul, a penalty. I don't really see much. Maybe Jalen McCullough got there a little early is what Juwan Jennings is saying. I think it's too close to call that one. Mac Jones tries to find him over the middle of the field. Just a great pass breakup. And once that ball was up in the air, Quinn Lake had a chance, but Christian McCaffrey spiked the ball down like a volleyball player.
Yeah, it was a good play there from McCaffrey. I didn't see a flag. I didn't think there was enough there for a flag. That's a 50-50 ball. You got to go for it. I don't think McCullough put his hands on him too early there whatsoever. So I think that's a good no call.
Mac Jones was about to snap the football, and they're calling this play dead. It is delay of game, a penalty, huge penalty for the Niners as they were marching down this football field. Surprised to see they make a boneheaded mistake like that. But it's 2nd and 15 here. 31 seconds to go. Again, that penalty helps. They're at the 45-yard line in their own territory, but the Rams got to slow this offense down. 0 points needs to come on this board for the 49ers. Mac Jones sends George Kittle into motion, looks towards that way, goes back to the middle of the field, nearly intercepted again by Jalen McCullough. Low pass. He tries to dive down and make the interception. He does not come up with the football. 27 seconds to go. 3rd and 15. The Niners likely in a bad position where they might not be able to score here, but we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, McCullough, you got to pick that. That's a must. You need to intercept that. That's a throw that you got to pick. No one on you, in your hands. You got to make that interception there.
Mac Jones in the shotgun. Nobody in the backfield next to him. 3 receivers out to his right. Drops back to pass. Mac Jones looking, has all the time in the world. No pressure, really throws to George Kittle, who just gains what he can, which is not going to be enough for a field goal range attempt as far as I know. We'll have to wait and see if they try to let Pinheiro kick a 60-yarder. It's 4th down for the Niners. And I can't see what unit is coming on, but it's not the offense. That's for sure. Is it the punt team? Is it the kicking team? It looks like they will punt this football away. Ball is at the 48, 47-yard line.
Yeah.
Xavier Smith is down on to receive this punt. Great stop.
Yeah, no point. Yeah, no point in kicking that. That would have been, what, like a 64, 65-yard field goal? I don't think that's worth it at all.
And again, would have gave the Rams decent time to try to get in field goal range on their own. as they pin this ball back within the 10-yard line. Ball's going to be pinned about the 5 or 6-yard line. So 11 seconds to go, 0 timeouts, absolutely zero reason for the Rams to even try to do anything here. They're likely going to come out and knee this football, take it into the half, up 21-7. Manuel says the defense playing good, right? Yeah, I think they're playing good. A couple of drives where the Niners are really picking up a lot of chunk plays in the middle of the field. That was the only thing, my only complaint. I don't like that it's just wide open in that middle of the field there for Juwan Jennings and Demarcus Robinson a couple times. So I just don't really like seeing that. But overall, the Rams are doing a pretty good job on defense. They got to slow down George Kittle as well. He's had a pretty good first half so far. But so far, they're playing good. Not great, but they're playing good. What are your thoughts, Josh?
I would agree. Defense playing pretty well here so far, and the Rams look like they are going to just take a knee this into halftime, go up to halftime, 21-7 lead. Really the first half you wanted to see from them as we get some stats here for the game. Stafford, 14-23, 173 yards, 2 touchdowns. Kyren, 9 carries, 50 yards, and a touchdown. Blake Corum, 3 for 14. Adams with 5 catches, 75 yards, and no touchdowns. Puka only 3 for 47 and a touchdown. They're not really going to Puka as much. I do think that will change as this game goes on. Mac Jones, 15 for 19, 151 yards and a touchdown. McCaffrey, look at this, 7 carries for 14 yards, only averaging 2 yards a carry. A great first half by the Rams defense in stopping Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, 100%. They slowed him down. They stopped him. They really didn't let him break off for anything crazy throughout this game. So overall, they're playing a pretty good first half. Like Manuel said, he says, "Bend, don't break." I think that's a perfect description of what the Rams did in the first half against this 49ers defense. You broke on one drive, right? And no one really anticipates this Rams defense to hold the Niners to 0, but at the same time, it would have been nice to go into this first half up 21-0. I think you had a pretty good opportunity to do that. They don't. It's okay. Bend, don't break so far for the most part on these drives. Now, coming out of the second half, into the second half, you definitely want to make sure you are slowing them down right in that out the gates. That first drive needs to be a 3-and-out, kind of really nothing crazy for the Niners offense because, again, they score a touchdown. All of a sudden, it's 21-14, and the pressure's kind of back on the Rams to put some points on the board. So you want to see them get on offense, just kind of get Puka and Devontae again back involved in this game. I know a lot of targets early for Devontae Adams, and Puka was involved decently as well. But for some reason, I'm seeing a lot of times they go out there and it's play action pass, and all of a sudden I don't see Puka, I don't see Devontae. It's like Xavier Smith and Kanata Munfield out there, which is fine to get those guys opportunities, but I think if those guys are out there, you're running the football 9 times out of 10 because you want to make sure that one of Adams or Puka are on the field pretty much at all times while you're throwing the football.
Yes, you do. Manuel in chat, the Cardinals are slaying the Seahawks. Manuel, I believe it's the other way around. The Seahawks are slaying the Cardinals 38-7.
Yes, sir, indeed. In the past, afterwards, just no, I think we're caught up with these. Shout out to Manuel, shout out to Floyd, by the way, being in the chat. Appreciate both of you guys for chatting it up with us. You guys make it more fun for us to respond to some of your chats. Oh, man. Let's take a little lean back break. I'm hungry. Josh, do you have a tradition of something you eat on game days? Like, say you're kind of watching football all day Sunday, you're rotting, you're not really covering the Rams are on bye. What are you eating on a game day watching football?
Okay, so I don't necessarily have like a go-to meal, but something I always think about when I think about game day, nachos. Gotta go with some homemade nachos. You get some, even though this is a little bit of a fun fact about me, is this is probably very common. Someone else in chat will probably have this too. I do have a dairy allergy, so I get my dairy-free nacho cheese.
Wow.
Put it on my chips there. Get some avocado in there as well, some other types of cheeses if I have. If I'm really going all in, I'll put some meat in there as well. And Manuel said halftime snack time. Yeah, I don't blame you. Grab some food, Manuel. Let us know what you are having. Andres saying Hope you fellas are having a good weekend. Keep up the good work. Thank you, thank you. And Manuel said sandwiches and or chicken wings, and yes, Josh and nachos. Yeah, chicken wings is always a good option. It's always a good option. I feel like there's not a lot of like where are you getting like the best chicken wing? Hey, Manuel, lactose intolerant as well. Love to see that. I knew someone in chat would also have that there. So yeah, you got to get the dairy-free cheese
I
on
will
the
say
on the.
the lactose-free milk. It's got a nice taste to it. That's what I go now. I don't think I drink regular milk anymore. I think I do drink the lactose or with lactate. It has a better taste. Regular milk is fine. I used to drink milk like growing up. It's fine, not a big deal. I won't cry if I have regular milk, but I like the taste of the lactate for sure. I like what you said though. Nachos, to me, nachos are such an underrated. And I forget how much I love nachos. Like I won't remember I love
Exactly.
nachos until I get nachos. Oh my god, nachos are so good. I remember my dad during the World Series, after the World Series, Game 7, we ate, we had a good time. We celebrated, watching the post game, kind of chilling after a couple drinks, especially. My dad just whips out. My girlfriend gets off work and gets to the party, and he just whips out nachos. I know he didn't have it the whole party. My dad didn't have nachos the whole party, but he just wanted to give my girlfriend something to eat, and he gets her some just plain just tortilla chips and nacho cheese, and I was like, let me get a plate of those. I need a plate of those right now. Obviously, you throw some beans and some meat on there and all that stuff, some cheese, extra cheese, shredded cheese, whatever. That makes it
Yes.
incredible. But just in the straight tortilla chips and nacho cheese, that is fire. Andres says chicken wings. I have to admit something that's gonna make everybody hate me. All right, are you ready for this? I feel like Josh, you might be on the
I'm
same page as
ready.
me. Growing up, I
Okay.
apologize. Andres, cover your ears. I've grown up a picky eater, and it's stuck with me a little bit as I've gotten older. If I have to eat them, I can, but people will make fun of the way I eat them. I don't get bone-in wings. I get boneless when I go get wings. Now, here's
Hmm.
look at Manuel. Question. Oh, here you go. That's a perfect St. Louis fan. I didn't even read your comment yet, and you were going where I was going with this question: boneless or bone in? Okay, look, Manuel, don't shoot me for it. Andres, don't shoot me for it. Josh is about to snipe me down here. Here's what I'm gonna
Hmm.
say, and I always say this to all my friends and family. I don't call them wings. The restaurant I'm ordering from says boneless wings. If you said, Josh, they're actually chicken nuggets, I'll say, let me go ahead and get the 8-piece chicken nugget combo. I would literally go out and say that and not even be ashamed of it. I don't call them wings. The restaurants call them wings. But they are boneless. Boneless, and here's a couple of reasons. One, maybe the flavor is better for the bone in. That's what people argue. Maybe you're right.
It is.
But it's so easy to eat. I get a fork. I don't. My hands aren't all dirty. I'm a napkin user. I use too many napkins. If I eat wings, I'm using 40 napkins. I'll pick up a wing. I'll take a bite, put it down. I'll use napkins. Like I'm a napkin user. I abuse napkins too much. So I to avoid that, I just say, give me a fork. Give me the boneless wings. Let me just have a nice clean meal while I enjoy this football game. Don't shoot me.
Okay. Okay. I will say this. I'll have either. Like boneless wings, they're not bad. But like if I have a choice, like if I'm at like let's say I'm like with someone else, like I'm gonna get the bone in. But it's like I don't mind eating boneless. Like they're not bad. It's just the
In
bone in
in what
tastes better.
situation
Like
though?
I feel like the bone in represents football more.
So I'm curious because yeah, I agree with you. And if I'm in public and people are like, hey, 30 of us are gonna, or 20, 10 of us, me and my friends are gonna get wings. I'm not gonna be like, can I get boneless? I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, get whatever you guys want. I'll eat what I can. But if I go out and I have a chance to order for myself, I'm ordering boneless. If I'm at a restaurant, ordering for myself, I'm ordering boneless. My question for you, as someone who does eat bone in what scenario do you eat boneless? Like, how often are you eating boneless wings?
How often? I wouldn't say it's very often. I will say the only time is if it's pretty much if both are an option at a party, I'll just take a bit of both. Because like why
Okay.
not? But like if I'm at home, let's say, like I'm not gonna make chicken wings for myself. That takes way too much time.
Mm-hmm.
So and I've never even tried it, and I don't know how I would do. But basically, if like the frozen chicken nuggets that you can just heat up in the air fryer real
Yeah.
quick. That's the advantage I'll give it. Is it you can heat those up in like 5 minutes and you're ready to eat.
Yeah,
Get your sauce on the side and you're all good.
exactly.
So you
Exactly.
can kind of do either or there. I feel like chicken wings. Like I have a friend who actually can make really good bone-in chicken wings.
Mm.
Like they taste really, really good. Like what part about is it the bone for you that you just don't like
So I don't
that's
like
in there?
say I'm eating. Now I'll be honest. Say I'm eating a wing. That's actually a great question. If I'm eating a wing and I'm like, oh, this is a good part of meat right here, and then I just get a crunch of a bone because a piece of a bone came out. A lot of people they just kind of stop eating. They take the little bone out and they throw it away. It will literally kill my appetite if I just hear a loud crunch
Oh.
and all of a sudden like, something I can't eat is in my mouth because I'm like I can't eat that. So it just throws me off for some reason. Part of me being a picky eater, it's just kind of I'm not proud of it, but I'll admit it to the chat here. But in terms of game day meal, one like kind of I don't want to say tradition, but it kind of has become a tradition, and I would like to keep it. I had it this morning as well. If the Rams aren't playing till 1, especially, I'll get up around 9:30, maybe if I can, maybe 10, and I'll go get myself a McDonald's breakfast and a nice little caramel frap situation, a little combo. That's the McDonald's breakfast on game day. It's why I always argue that West Coast time zone is always going to be the best for football. McDonald's breakfast where you're just in bed watching some football. I mean, it's the best. I'm literally wearing my Rams pajama pants right now as we speak. I mean, I don't come out of the pajamas during Sundays.
Okay. Okay, Manuel in chat saying I used to work at Buffalo Wild Wings and I can confirm they're a bigger seller than boneless wings.
Mm. They are a
So
bigger
that is
seller.
that is
Okay, I see that.
so that is definitely interesting.
Manuel, Buffalo Wild Wings, you work there, so you might be a little biased, but I have a question for you. I've always argued with people. Wingstop, now no question, is a superior wing, and Buffalo
Yes.
Wild Wings is the you're there for the TVs, not food. You're there for TV and beer, not food. Manuel, what's your opinion on Buffalo Wild Wings? Their food is okay. It's not bad. I'll eat it because I'm watching the game, but I think I go to Buffalo Wild Wings because I want to watch the game, drink some drinks, and have a couple appetizers. But I'm not really like going because oh my gosh, I love wings like from B Dubs. You let me know your opinion on that,
Right.
Manuel. Let me know what you think here. And what else we have? Any more? I'm right. Okay, there we go. Someone who worked there confirmed it for me, so I'll take that.
Yeah, I don't feel like I've only been to B-Dubs like twice. There's not a lot of Buffalo Wild Wings actually in the Orange County area.
Yeah,
I'll
that
say
makes
that.
sense. That makes sense.
Wingstop's everywhere though. Wingstop there's a ton down here. So I know Wingstop's good.
One thing I did about my Buffalo Wild Wings experience, what I did do one year, my fantasy football league had a draft in a Buffalo Wild Wings. It had like a private room in the one we were close to.
Oh wow.
And yeah, you have a TV, you have the private room and everything. And yeah, no, 100%. That was a really good experience. We've upgraded now. Last year's draft was at SoFi Stadium, so we're upgrading our league every single year. But yeah, shout out to Beat Ups for that experience. And then Manuel says, my last day was Kobe's last game. After that, I quit. Yeah, that's a good time to end it on. You and Kobe both retiring on the same day. You retired from, from Buffalo Wild Wings, and Kobe retired from basketball. Rest in peace to the greatest.
Yeah. Rest in peace to one of the greatest ever there in Kobe. As we do have the start of the third quarter, crowd looking pretty empty. Looks like everyone in the crowd is getting some lunch right now as we see the broadcast booth. But yeah, going into this third quarter, Niners get the ball first. I want to see the Rams dial up some more pressure on Mac Jones because they have not done a good job of that really at all so far.
151 passing yards for Mac Jones is pretty good for him. So I want to see you slow him down, keep him under 200. Like, is that possible to keep him under to 50 passing yards in the second half? That's what you need to do, but something I want to see the Rams do. But overall, this kickoff goes to the back of the end zone. The Niners will start with the football probably around the 25-yard line, maybe the 30. But yes, the Rams need to slow them down here. Absolutely 0 points on this first drive. That is what we need to see. Continue slowing down Christian McCaffrey, but getting to George Kittle obviously is a key. So getting to Mac Jones. Get to Mac Jones. will slow down this offense. As Mac Jones already in the shotgun, snaps the ball, sees some pressure, spins away from it, looks down the field, and only gets a gain of about 2 or 3 yards to the one and only George Kittle, who I just said we need to slow down.
Yeah, Kittle, he's gonna keep doing his thing here. I'm about to see this spin move here from Mac Jones. We haven't seen Mac Jones, give Byron Young a little stare down like he did last time. He's not feeling that confident. Tyler Davis is the one who got back there, and Ty Hamilton as well. And yeah, just kind of had to throw it across his body there to get it to Kittle. It made it a lot tougher of a throw than you would think. And I don't know if you saw, but Omar Spate's wearing a pretty big ankle brace as well here.
As Mac Jones throws it out to his right, that may count as a pass attempt as he finds Christian McCaffrey, who gains a first down and much more. So not ideal there on second down. You wanted to see a 3 and out. That would have been nice. I don't see the 3 and out. You see Christian McCaffrey instead. It is a pass attempt, so it's going to be a passing, receiving about 15 yards on the play. So 1st and 10, the Niners already in Rams territory. Mac Jones in the shotgun. He does hand it off to Christian McCaffrey, who gains about 5 or 6 on this play. And the Niners are marching a little bit down this field.
They are, and it's not what you want to see here to start off the second half for the Rams. Just not really playing the best here, already in Rams territory, as you mentioned. So got to get this stop here.
Exactly. They're showing some interesting numbers here for Christian McCaffrey. Brian Robinson Jr. in the backfield. Mac Jones under center. He does hand off to Brian Robinson Jr. The fresh legs get them down to just 1 yard short of the first down. So they should mark this short. It looks like they will. It's going to be 3rd and 1 for the 49ers as they are approaching the red zone here for the Niners. 3rd and 1. 12:55 to go. This third quarter just got started, and the Niners are starting off hot. Brian Robinson stays in the game, 21-7. This football is at about the 34-yard line. They do hand it off to Brian Robinson, who without a question gets a first down and more, gains about 5 on the play. He points down for a first, and it's 1st and 10 for the Niners in Rams territory.
Yeah, not the start you wanted coming out of the half for this Rams defense. The Niners, they've been getting better by quarter here. First quarter, they looked awful. Second quarter looked a little better. And now third quarter, so far looking pretty good here. Omar Spate's the one getting the tackle there. Brian Robinson has been a more effective runner, actually, than Christian McCaffrey has throughout this entire game. They've been so concerned about McCaffrey that Brian Robinson's been able to do a little bit more here than you would like in the run game.
I said Brian Robinson's a good running back. He gets the pitch to the right here, and that pitch gains him another 49ers first down. He gets 12 on the play. And like you said, just running so efficiently. It's like when he's in the game, the Rams are not anticipating he goes to gets the football at all. So he stays in the game. He has Kyle Juszczyk to his left. Mac Jones does. 1st and 10 in the red zone, about the 15-yard line. Brian Robinson gets the ball one more time. This time, Nate Landman says, enough of that. No gain on the play. Great stop by Nate Landman. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 in the red zone for the 49ers. 11:21 to go. The Rams are up 21-7. 2nd and 10.
Good play there. Manuel in chat. It's because McCaffrey does not have the explosion out of the backfield anymore, but he's always been a great receiver. Yeah, that is part of it, but I also do think the other part is the Rams defense really trying to key in on him because he was just destroying them in the matchup earlier in the season. They just couldn't bring him down. So I think this week in practice, the main emphasis was on stopping Christian McCaffrey. And so far, they've done a pretty good job of that.
The change of pace does help the Niners offense with Brian Robinson as they switch over to Christian McCaffrey, who does a nice little routes for himself. Mac Jones finds him right in the middle of that Rams defense. Just a nice clean catch and throw. Perfect timing. And it's going to be a 1st and goal for the 49ers at about the 3-yard line. Again, you need to hold them to at least 3 now at this point, but might be tough. Already 1st and goal, 3-yard line. Mac Jones under center. Brian Robinson in the backfield. Kyle Juszczyk off to his right. Switches back to his left. Fake to Brian Robinson. Do throw to Kyle Juszczyk, who gains 1 or 2 yards on the play. 2nd and goal here. Great attempt from the Niners. Not able to get into the end zone.
I'm about to see this 1st and goal play here.
Stafford on the sideline getting warmed up as he's anticipating the Niners score at some point very soon. Christian McCaffrey remains on the sideline. Brian Robinson is in the backfield. Mac Jones under center. Kyle Juszczyk is the fullback. They do hand off to Brian Robinson. One cutback, and he says, give me that touchdown. Quentin Lake hanging on for dear life, but it doesn't happen. Brian Robinson, touchdown 49ers. So what we thought could be a blowout, we thought maybe we should change our prediction for our score prediction, ends up not being the case. This Niners team is fighting back. Brian Robinson Jr., one cutback is all it takes, and Nate Landman probably should have made the tackle, but he just gets run over by Brian Robinson, and he makes him miss for the touchdown. Eddie Pinheiro out for the kick. Kick is up. Kick is good. 14-21. Rams up 7. You got to come out and score.
Huh. Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see for the Rams at all. I mean, yeah, Landman, as you said, needs to make this play. He has them. And I mean, Brian Robinson able to just step out of it for the touchdown there. And now for the Rams, you got to get the offense back on track. The last 2 drives didn't really go the way that you wanted them to there to end the first half. So this is an ever important drive here for the Rams. And Floyd saying, I don't think any of us really expected the Niners to let down and give up. I agree. I don't think they were letting down in general. They just weren't doing the best so far. And Manuel was saying it's good. It's all good competition. It's good. It's what's going to make us better. Yeah, I do agree. And by the way, this is kind of a funny note. We have a commercial right now that was made by AI. And I don't know if you saw that, but on the bottom it did say all images here are AI, which is a quite interesting, a full-on AI commercial.
There's so many AI commercials and stuff, and honestly, it's getting so frustrating for me. I'm not by any stretch of the imagination an anti-AI guy. I just think it's kind of dangerous to see advertisements like fully being AI. You're talking about people's jobs. I mean, extras and people in commercials who that's their living. You know, they literally make commercials for a living. You know. People who
they're still editing it. It's just an AI like images. Like they still have to edit the video. But
no, I know, but I'm saying like you lose a lot of opportunity from people who write, who edit, who direct. Like all that stuff kind of gets a little bit thrown out the window if you're using AI. You know, so the actors and everything. So
I know it was weird. I don't want to say the name of the company because no free promotions on this channel. So
no, I just think it's
hey, if they want to sponsor us, let us know. But that was definitely it was definitely interesting.
We're getting
and it says maybe it's just my imagination, but it seems like this year the third quarter it's been a whatever quarter for the Rams. Yeah, I mean the Eagles game, the third quarters were unraveled. The Saints game obviously had a good quarter, and same thing in London, and obviously against the Ravens as well. But in a lot of the other games, I do agree the third quarter has kind of been whatever. And Manuel saying my wife and I agree with you, Josh. Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, that was definitely interesting to see that full. That was my first time ever seeing a full AI commercial. I've seen like some where they use it a little bit, but that was literally a full-on AI commercial. Checking the scores around the league here. Lions still up 25-10. They might score again. Seahawks pinned deep in their own territory, starting at their own 2-yard line. Wow. Well, so we'll see if they can do anything with that. And those are really the only games going on here. And it is official, by the way, the update. Jackson Dart did suffer a concussion against the Bears, so we'll see how long he is out for. Hopefully not too long.
They're just letting their quarterback in New York run way too much as Blake Corum runs this football back down to the 36-yard line. He's had a couple of good run backs so far in this game. So looking at some next-gen stats here, the Rams offense, 11 plays, 84 yards and 2 touchdowns with 13 personnel out there. So that's 3 tight ends and a running back. And that's kind of been ideal, or 1 receiver. Has been ideal for them so far as 11 plays, 84 yards, 2 touchdowns is crazy. 72% completion or success rate. So you want to see a little bit more, 13 personnel as they come out right here in this first down. They do come out in 13 personnel. One of the tight ends goes back I formation. They do hand it off to Blake Corum up the middle of the field, who gains about 7 on the play. So the Rams will have the football at about the 42, 43-yard line, up 21-14, 9 minutes to go in this third quarter. Offense, of course, I want to see them succeed. The defense, going back to that point I wanted to say, they need to just get to the quarterback. I think the one thing this pass rush has done a good job of is really the edge rushers creating pressure, but maybe some pressure up the middle of the D-line, maybe some blitz packages, which is something I kind of want to see from this Rams defense in the second half. Blake Corum gets the handoff yet again in yet another I formation. He bounces off a couple of tackles. Very impressive to stay on his feet after a huge bounce back. They may mark this as a first down because of the second effort from Blake Corum, as he just gets hammered by 2 Niners defenders, stays on his feet, and pushes forward to, looks like, get another Rams first down.
Yeah, that was a good play there. Bounces off 2 defenders there, which is definitely important there. So that was a good play from Corum. Able to get what looks like a first down. We do have to wait and see on the market. Yeah, Lenore and someone else there.
It is a first down.
Getting in on him. But he just bounces right off. Did he not get it?
It is. It is a first down. Stafford drops back to pass. Wow. Really weird, awkward tackle from the Niners defender. I mean, Kyren Williams flipped. I mean, he completed a backflip on the sideline. I'm not sure what they're going to call here. Unnecessary roughness, maybe. Horse collar, not sure. He, flips backwards. He's fine. He's okay. Kyren Williams is good. But the Rams are pointing towards the Niners side of things, as it was a crazy, unnecessary extra effort from 48.
They did call something. Yeah, they did call something. Let's see what it is.
See a nice tackle. He's going to kind of flip anyways. But 48, I forget his name, he hit really late hit from Kyren. As Kyren immediately is asking for a flag on Beth.
Yeah.
And they do get the flag. It is first.
Yeah, that's a clear late hit on number 48. We've seen some late hits be missed at both the college and NFL levels. There was a late hit on Drake May that they actually ended up missing too earlier on in that Bucks game. And Manuel saying, since we were talking about Jackson Dart, he didn't display today, maybe wonder about the Rams' choice not to draft him. I think it was because they didn't know if he was going to be ready. I mean, we don't know. You don't know how good any quarterback is going to be. I mean, sometimes you can tell, like an Andrew Luck. Obviously, he comes in blaze and has a great, short career, but an amazing career in terms of production and success with the Colts. And then sometimes you get quarterbacks who aren't as good, who you think are. So I think for the Rams quarterback, that class wasn't as strong this year. They may go for someone with that Falcons pick, but we have to wait and see if Stafford flips that to the middle of nowhere. And Kobe Parkinson does recover in case it's called a fumble, but I think that's going to be an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass. Jordan Whittington now in motion, so he's in the game. Nice to see him. I have not seen him throughout this game so far. Stafford barking out signals. He has Blake Corum to his left. Drops back to pass in the shotgun. Looks right, fakes right, goes right again to Tyler Higbee, who gets about 8 on the play. Going to be 3rd and 2 now for the Rams, as they are in 49ers territory, threatening to score, whether that's 3 or 7. We'll have to wait and see what this third down ends up being here. If they don't get the third down, the first down here, are you going for it on first down in Niner territory?
Now you are in range now where this would be a spot where you would see Mevis kick, or at least you would get points on the board. I think what's more important is just getting a score up on the board right now.
I agree with you there.
I don't think you have to rush to go for a 4th down.
Stafford in the shotgun. He brings Kyren back to his right. They're running out of time here. 0 seconds on the clock as he snaps it. Pressure off the edge. He has to rush to throw to Kyren Williams, and he has to throw it too far ahead of him. Kyren can't make the catch. 4th and 2. Stafford walking toward the sideline. The mouthpiece is in his helmet, but he comes back around and says, never mind, let's go for it. 4th and 2. We said, Harrison Mevis, hold on. We're going to get this first down instead, get you closer, if anything, for a field goal attempt. The Rams are going for it on 4th and 2, which is why I asked the question. I think you're so deep in their territory. It's 4th and 2. It's a long 2 yards. It's like 2.5, actually, almost 3. Stafford in the shotgun, barking out signals here. Watch the pressure off the edge. Stafford drops back to pass, looks to his left, forces the football to Puka Nacua, who he has to make a second effort there, but he does look like he gets the first down for the Rams. Huge play from Puka Nacua to catch that football. I think if he goes down immediately, it's a first down because of his forward progress. But because he stays up and avoids the tackle, he has to make a huge second effort to stretch over for that first down marker. And he does look like, barring his knees being down, does look like he reaches over for the first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 here, 5:45 to go in this third quarter. The ball is at the 36-yard line for the Rams in 49ers territory. They hand it off to Kyren Williams, who has a whole bunch of space and more. It's actually Blake Corum who gets the first down, 13-yard gain for the Rams.
Yeah, another solid play there for this Rams offense. They're coming out strong here on offense, which is exactly what they needed to do in order to kind of reverse what the Niners just did on their opening drive, as they're taking up a lot of clock on this one as well. And Corum with a lot of room to run, just short of a 1st and goal here at around the 12-yard line.
Yep, you are going to be about the 12-yard line, but it's 1st and 10. You have another opportunity for a first down before you hit the goal line. I formation with a tight end again in the backfield. Blake Corum again with the run in that formation. He gains about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. So the Rams really liking to start out with 13 personnel and then throwing one of those tight ends as a fullback to block for Blake Corum on this drive. That's happened 3 times so far on this drive. So you like to see the Rams seeing what works and making it work over and over again for them. 2nd and 5 here. You are in the within the 10-yard line, but you have one opportunity for a first down. 2nd and 5. Ball's at about the 7-yard line. Barking out signals, a couple people in motion here. Davante Adams is your receiver. A couple tight ends also out there, including Terrence Ferguson, your rookie. They throw to another tight end. It's Colby Parkinson who catches the football. It's going to be a first down at about the 1-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Rams. As the Rams are threatening to score, who do you go to here in the red zone? You know who I want to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to see Davante, but I wouldn't be surprised here if this first play ends up being a run.
1st and goal, 1 yard to gain. You definitely want to see them feed Kyren Williams, let him get an attempt here to score. It's actually Blake Corum in the backfield. Davante Adams is there, but he isn't too far out wide from the offensive line. You have Davis Allen in motion. They hand off to Blake Corum, who tries his best, but there's just so many red jerseys. Davis Allen didn't get the best block in front of Blake Corum, so it's going to be a stop here. 2nd and goal for the Rams as they get stuffed on the first down run attempt. Fred Warner in the crowd in a suite clapping it up for his teammates.
We have another Joshua in chat saying, "Go on Rams," saying, "Come on Rams." Yes, hopefully they get this score here. We'll see where they actually place the ball here, because Corum did get driven back a little bit.
It's going to be 1st and goal. Stafford's asking for some more time on the play. It's about 1.5 yards to the goal line. Puka out to his left. Davante Adams in the slot, one-on-one coverage. Blake Corum in the backfield. They look Davante Adams route, faded out there, catch, touchdown. Davante Adams. It's so easy. One-on-one coverage. Why do we ever see it happen on number 17? He starts out in the slot. They have Puka with the slant to help kind of rub a little bit against some of the other defenders. Adams fakes right, goes left. So much green grass in front of him to just make the catch. Doesn't even have to really tiptoe on the sideline, but he does make sure he gets 3 feet in bounds after he goes 1, 2, 3 steps in there. Touchdown, Davante Adams. The Rams with a Harrison Mevis kick could be up 28-14. Snap is up. Hold is good. Mevis right down the middle. Okay, maybe to the right a little bit. Just a little bit, but not too bad there. Mevis, 4 for 4 on the extra points. Looking comfortable out there for the thicker kicker. The Rams up 28-14 with 2:39 to go in this third quarter. Davante Adams. Touchdown.
Yes, great catch there from Davante. Rams fans are happy. You're happy for your fantasy team. I'm happy for my fantasy team because we avoided a Puka or Kyren touchdown. Obviously, as a Rams fan, first and foremost, want to see them score. But for the fantasy team, didn't mind them going to Devontae there. And Manuel in chat saying, and that is why we got Devontae Adams this year for those red zone touchdowns. Yes, exactly. And he's been awesome so far this year as a Ram already.
What's been great so far, I think, when you see Devontae Adams in the red zone as well, is that, yeah, of course, feed him, obviously force feed him. If it's going to be one-on-one coverage, I want it to be Devontae Adams 10 times out of 10. But what's nice is this whole regular season, they've done a great job of going Adams, 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 Adams in the red zone. What's going to happen when it comes playoff time is that's now going to be a decoy option for you, where everyone in the world thinks Devontae Adams can get the football. Hopefully, when it matters most, you say, yeah, don't forget Puka Nacua, one of the best receivers in the NFL, also is on the other side or in that situation right next to him. So absolutely love the fact that you keep feeding Adams now, and that connection with Stafford's there. It's like almost a guaranteed touchdown every time you fade route up to Adams. But you still have Puka, you still have Kyren. Don't forget someone like Tyler Higbee could leak out as well in this area. Kobe Parkinson, Davis Allen. I mean, so many options for this Rams offense once they get within the 5 or 10 yard line.
Yeah, definitely. You want to have those options ready. And Floyd saying, absolutely, Manuel. Rams did what they needed to do. Defense needs to tighten up. Yeah, they do. Defense needs to tighten up. You're almost heading into the fourth quarter here now in just a few minutes. So your defense definitely got to tighten up. You can go in with a 14-point lead, maybe get the ball back to start that quarter, score again, give yourselves back up to that 21-point lead.
Yes, you're up 14 now. Great play there. But the defense, right? And not to say the defense has been playing bad. Again, like I said earlier when someone asked, right? Bend, don't break type of defense. Yes, we definitely like to see it. It's okay. But the 2 touchdown drives, it just wasn't the cleanest football from your defense. And what I really want to see is the pressure on the quarterback. I mean, so far now it's 2 games where you haven't really been able to do a great job. The outside tackles for the Niners have been doing a great job on the edge rushers. But I want to see some pressure up the middle. Where's Kobe Turner? I did see him earlier today have a nice some nice pressure up the middle, but where's Kobe Turner at? Where's Poona Ford? Where's not that those guys are getting pressure all day, every day, but I'd like to see some of the linebackers on the interior, Omar Spates maybe Nate Landman, just a couple of packages where you have those guys rushing over the center. And that's kind of what I want to see up the middle, since the edge rushers just have not been able to get much pressure on Mac Jones.
No, they haven't really at all. Nice return, though, again for Sky Moore. Puts him at around the 31-ish yard line here to start off with.
Mac Jones, under center, sends Christian McCaffrey in motion. Again, not much pressure. He finds Christian McCaffrey for the gain of about 9 on first down. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 here. 2:25 to go in the third quarter. The Niners in their own territory are going to try to march down the field to make this a 1-possession game. This is still a football game. Yes, the Rams offense is hard to stop, but this is still a football game. All they need is 1 stop, really. If you're a Niners fan, that's all you're thinking. Score a touchdown, give me 1 stop. Mac Jones, under center, hands off to Christian McCaffrey. He bounces off a couple of defenders, gets the first down, and gains about 5 on the play.
Yeah, again, Christian McCaffrey getting more involved here late, and this is what you don't want, because you've done such a good job stopping McCaffrey all game here for this first, 2 9/10 quarters here, whatever you want to call it, and now you're having McCaffrey be a little bit more effective. Rams defense, as Floyd said, needs to tighten up here because the offense, that last drive, the offense came back, and now you want this defense to come back, and they're showing McVay and Shanahan being on the same team there in Washington in the early 2010s.
Looked like Poona Ford was getting a little bit of pressure there. Farrell looked like one of the tight end options for Mac Jones. Catches the football for a gain of 6. So 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in this third quarter. Chris Shula, what will you call up here to see if you can get a stop for the Rams? Big time for them. 1 minute to go. 28-14. 2nd and 4. The Niners have the football right at the 50-yard line yet again. Mac Jones under center. Fakes the handoff to Christian McCaffrey. Looking downfield. Gets some pressure from Braden Fisk. Then he rolls out to his left. Finds Kendrick Bourne down the field. And again, the pressure is there for a second. But Mac Jones, he's not nowhere near the mobile quarterback that you worry about, yet he's able to just like gingerly walk to his left to avoid the pressure, and just all the time in the world. You can't even really get mad at the corners and linebackers in coverage, because I mean, Mac Jones has all day to throw. Omar Spate's kind
He
of
does,
in no
and
man's
Kendrick
land.
Bourne again.
Yeah.
And Kendrick Bourne breaking a lot of tackles there as well. By the way, Mac Jones has only 4 incomplete passes so far today. 4 incomplete passes. You're not making anything difficult for Mac Jones or whatsoever. Kendrick Bourne, even with a shoe untied, it doesn't matter, able to get the route going. And Mac Jones moving, he's been moving. Like, you're letting Mac Jones move on you. As Manuel in chat saying, I'm surprised the defense hasn't gotten more sacks on Mac. Yeah, I agree. And Mac is not a mobile guy. More pressure, obviously, just gets that to Juszczyk, who absolutely bodied Quentin Lake. And yeah, Juszczyk is a tough guy to bring down there as well. So
100%
end of the third quarter now.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can call it.
End of the third quarter now, 28-14. Rams lead, but the Niners are driving down the field here, 28-14 here in this very important divisional matchup for both teams heading into the fourth quarter.
Agreed with you there. We are approaching the fourth quarter. It looks like the Niners team is just not going to go away. Mac Jones is just playing so well, but it's like it's hard to even give him credit, because, again, he's just rolling out. He's wide open. I mean, I said it in the the start of the third quarter. I said, let's see if you can hold him to about 50 yards or less here to end this game in the second half. In the third quarter alone, Mac Jones has thrown for nearly 70 yards in the third quarter alone. So it's just kind of, you're not slowing him down enough. He's just finding receivers down the field. Again, it's hard to get mad at the coverage, because the pass rush is just not getting to the quarterback right now in this football game. I've seen them try to do different things. You've seen different defenders out there on the D-line trying to put some pressure on Mac Jones, but it's not working out. It's not helping right now. And like you said, 4 incomplete passes for Mac Jones. This guy's looking like the most efficient quarterback I've ever seen out there, man. It's like, what, 80%, 85% completion percentage?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Philip says...
By the way, just an update.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to update. Seahawks, Cardinals, 38-15 Seahawks. Cardinals are at the Seattle 8. They might score again.
There we go.
So the Seahawks have yet to score in the second half, and the Cardinals could have a 20-point quarter here and make the fourth quarter a little bit interesting at the start of it.
That would be interesting for sure. If there's any type of comeback in that game. Philip says, where's the pressure from the D-line? There's no excuse. I kind of agree. I've been kind of making a lot of excuses for this defensive line. Is there really an excuse for Jared Verse, Byron Young, Braden Fisk? Is there an excuse for these guys to not have pressure on the quarterback? Is there an excuse for them to be okay with them seeing Mac Jones have only 4 incompletions on the day? I mean, one of those was batted down. So, I mean, it's really just, he's 3 incompletions when he's throwing down the field. I mean, it's not really anything that they're doing. Manuel says, I mean, we are winning the game, but of course, as a fanatic, we're going to pick apart every single detail of the Rams. Yeah, I don't want to seem like we're kind of being nitpicky here. It's just, you want to make sure you win this game comfortably. There's not really a reason right now with how well this offense is played. There's not really a reason for you to not see the defense come after them. And I'm not saying that I'm going to be worried about the D-line putting pressure on other teams, but Mac Jones has looked kind of amazing, right? And yeah, it's kind of nitpicky, Manuel, but it's also not. It's also, I expect his defense to be one of the best defenses, if not the best in the league. And right now, Mac Jones has the football at the 25-yard line. He does hand it off to Christian McCaffrey, who gets another 49er first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at about the 20-yard line. It's going to be the 21-yard line for the 49ers in Rams territory.
And by the way, a stat came up on the screen that the Niners now have more total yards than the Rams do somehow on offense.
And of course, they're going to have to throw the football being down by so many scores early in this game. But again, I still want to see some pressure here. Christian McCaffrey in the backfield.
Yeah, you got to be able to get pressure.
Gets the pitch out to his left. Some decent blocking. Going to gain 5 on the play. First down run. Gets them 5. 14 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this fourth quarter. 28-14, your Rams are up, but the Niners threatening to score to cut that lead down.
Yes, they are. They are. And someone also said in chat, is Verse playing? He is playing. I know what you mean. He has not really done anything so far throughout today. And Verse can have these games where he just doesn't really make too big of an impact. And this is one of those games. They've done a good job at taking him out of the game plan here. Obviously, and it isn't too late for him to make a big play here to close out this game. Though McCaffrey is going to the sideline, so now be prepared for some more Brian Robinson runs here.
Yeah, it was actually George Kittle who gets the catch here on that second down throw. So nice tackle from Omar Spates, but Kittle was able to gain 4 on the play. So 3rd and 1 here, 13:22 to go. George Kittle, 7 targets, 7 catches for 63 yards. He's absolutely killing the Rams defense today. Mac Jones actually says, you know what? I'll get the first down myself. QB run. Mac Jones gains, it's like a sneak, I guess. He gains about 3 on the play. So 1st and goal for the 49ers. 13 minutes to go. I think one thing I do want to see the Rams do when they get the football, kind of run some air out of it. Don't let the Niners get the football with too much time. You're not going to be able to go full 4-minute kind of offense, but I would like to see them chew some clock for sure when the Rams get the football again. Hopefully you stop them to just 3 here as Christian McCaffrey in motion. Mac Jones drops back to pass, looking, gets some pressure up the middle on the round it. He just kind of does a couple little shuffle steps and avoids a pressure. Touchdown Niners. I mean, it's just so easy for Mac Jones right now. It's ridiculous. And this is kind of what we're talking about, Manuel. I'm not trying to nitpick here. I mean, that's just some stuff that can't happen. I mean, absolutely wide open tight end who's not a speedy tight end, by the way. It might be Tongus on the catch, might be someone else, but
Who is it? Really?
Mac Jones, you finally get pressure from Kobe. Maybe he's held, but just a couple little stutter steps, that's all it takes. And Landman's just not even trying to. It's Farrell, by the way, on the catch. And Landman's just not even trying to cover anymore because he thinks you have a sack and you don't. And then all of a sudden, easy to. Oh, that extra point is blocked, however, from the Eddie Pinheiro kicker for the 49ers. So a great play by your special teams to keep this game 28-20. But absolutely wide open, horrible play from Nate Landman in coverage on that one. 28-20, the Rams are up. It's a 1-score game yet again. That face, that emoji, Floyd, exactly how I'm feeling right now for the Rams. No resistance from the defense from Phillip. Manuel says 49ers are playing West Coast offense, which is a short yardage passing game with running mixed in there. And it's kind of what I wanted them to do, but I just didn't want them to get this many gains down the field. When they do go down the field, it's kind of just easy for them to march downfield. Phillips says again, where's the secondary? Yeah. Manuel says all year the Rams have had this low on defense, where they don't really do much, but they can pick it up in the fourth quarter. So let's go Rams. Phillips says they are making Mac Jones look like Tom Brady. Floyd says, well, 49ers just missed their extra point. Maybe that's going to be the difference. That would be key there. By the way, my final score prediction, a little bit ruined. 27-24 was my prediction. What was yours again, Josh?
Mine was 24-21. So mine was already done there. But by the way, I do believe that was Verse actually who blocked the extra point. I could be wrong on that, but I do think that was Jared Verse. Because he was the one who celebrated first, so it makes me think that he was the one who got a hand on that. So if he made the impact play there, Jared Verse is certainly playing today, and now you will understand that Rams get the ball. If the Rams can get a touchdown on the board, you're up 15, and you would feel pretty good about that with most likely around 6 minutes left here, depending on how long you can hold the ball for. Touchdown here, I think, would win the Rams the game.
One thing I'll say is we've asked the defense to really save us in a lot of games throughout the year, right? Absolutely just like really coming up clutch with a lot of great stops, right? For example, like they were letting Baltimore march down the field, but not letting them get into the red zone or end zone at all. And so I think you've asked a lot of your defense all year. Maybe they just don't have it today. Sure. Offense, let's carry the defense. Put some more points on the board here. Put another 7 on the board, but eat a lot of clock off the board as well. If you do 2 of those things right now, you could eat like 6 minutes off the clock. That would be huge for your odds of winning this football game.
Also, a little stat update here. for you. I got a notification. Devontae Adams' 112th career touchdown reception moves him into 8th all-time in NFL history, breaking a tie with Tony Gonzalez for 9th. Some nice little history making there for Devontae Adams. Floyd saying we should win this game. Yeah, I do agree. Philip, Rams need to answer with at least 3 points on the drive and use clock. Yeah, I think they need to answer with 7. And we're going to see who blocked this extra point. Replay. And yes, it was Jared Verse who got his hand on the ball there for the extra point block. Great play there by Jared Verse. Yes, he is playing in this one. Really a game-saving play. Jared Verse not doing much on the D line, but on special teams making a great play.
Yeah, and then Blake Corum has a great run back for you. So you're going to be about the 38-yard line to start this game. Maybe 36, actually. That's what they marked it. So great job here. Eat some clock here. This is what I want to see. Floyd says Verse block that PAT. Yep, shout out to Josh for calling that out right when he saw it. 28-20. Another little I formation here. Looks like Kyren in the backfield this time around. Stafford sends Terrence Ferguson in motion. Not Devontae, the bottom of the field. Look like Mumfield. They throw it down to Terrence Ferguson, who we've seen make this catch so far in his career. Just absolute drop after Stafford puts it in the bucket. He's getting held by the linebacker. On a little bit. Could have been a pass interference, but should have been a catch from Terrence Ferguson.
Oh, you got to catch that. That was a great ball.
If you look at the replay, the linebacker really grabbing on his hand a little bit. Too much, not enough to call a penalty, but enough to throw off the catch. Stafford sends Kyren in motion to his right. They throw a quick to Puka, a really awkward play, nearly not going to be there for him, but he makes the catch anyways because Puka's just that good, and he's jumping around. He's hyped. He's excited because he has not touched the football in a while in this football game.
Yeah.
28-20. Devontae Adams on that play getting pulled off to the sideline. He makes a couple little moves, and he grabs at his lower back immediately. Non-contact injury. Devontae Adams is on the sideline. He's grabbing at his lower back. Not good. He literally just was trying to shimmy the defender, and he actually hurt himself in the process. So we'll hopefully see Devontae Adams if he's healthy and comes back in the game. We'll update you guys on that. Stafford, all the time in the world to throw, finds Terrence Ferguson up the seam for a huge first down catch. And Ferguson says, that's a first down. Points with a finger gun. Great throw, great catch, wide open for the rookie. Incredible blocking from your entire offensive line, including Kyren Williams with the pass blocking. Just absolutely loses the linebacker, Terrence Ferguson, looking like a receiver on that play.
Yeah, there we go, Terrence. That's what Terrence is about. We knew he was going to catch a pass eventually. And then Manuel said he's a rookie. Give him grace. Give him some grace. I agree. Manuel saying, I'm 45. I know everything about lower back tightness. Yeah, if it's just lower back tightness, then, well, depending on what the Rams do and depending on how this end of this drive goes and the Niners' next drive, if the Rams get a touchdown, the Niners get a 3 and out, I don't see the point in bringing Devontae back in. But hopefully this is just lower back tightness, as he definitely looks like he's in a lot of discomfort. I think he just pointed to go back to the locker room.
Yeah, he was pointing at the locker room. It looked like the medical staff kind of talking to him a little bit. He's trying to run right now, as I see on my screen. He's really trying his hardest to just kind of juke a little bit and see if he can run. They're probably going to keep him out of this drive, but he's trying to test that back out, so he looks like he should be okay. Manuel, hilarious, by the way, saying about your lower back tightness. It looks like the age for Devontae Adams might be just a little tweak of his back here. As Kyren Williams, handoff up the middle. He says, give me that touchdown, please. What happened? Where's the crowd? They're a little quiet right now. Because I just scored my second touchdown of the day. Tyler Higbee getting yelled at by the official to go back to his huddle as he was getting into it with the 49er, it looked like. But Kyren Williams with a rushing touchdown. I said, eat some clock. The Rams said, eat this, Josh. Here's a touchdown in a couple minutes instead for our Kyren Williams. So great play there. And like you said, Josh, if you get a stop here on defense, nice little 3 and out would be huge. And if you can make that happen, then all of a sudden we don't need to see Devontae Adams on this field anymore. Harrison Mevis for his 5th extra point. Ball is snapped. Kick is up. Kick is good. Mevis, that one was a little bit to your right there, but it was good. So we like to see that 5 for 5 from Harrison Mevis.
Yeah, Phillips saying that was a huge touchdown. Yes, it was. Bring this back up to a double-digit lead. And now your defense does. The defense needs to get some stops. They do. This should be a stop here. The Rams answer back with doing exactly what they needed to do. Ooh, yeah, that was a little bit to the right. I think he missed that one a little bit to the right based on the way it looked coming off his foot. But hey, it went through. That's what counts. Ferguson gets his catch finally. I think it's the most targets he's had in the game. But now that you give him a chance to go out there, get ready to go. 35-20 here with just over 10 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Hopefully for a stop here.
Yeah, again, if you're Josh Riccardi's team, by the way, you're probably looking at that like the Niners didn't even try to block that kick. You must be frustrated if you're team Josh Riccardi. But Harrison Mevis looking good in his opportunity so far. He is 5 for 5 for the thicker kicker. Philip says this new kicker Mevis looks good so far. 5 for 5 extra points. Yep, the point I just made. And also, I will say this: if you're team Josh Riccardi, he's probably gonna have opportunities still. But what's kind of frustrating, I think, is that kind of telling, I think, is I was really nervous. Every single time Josh Riccardi came out to kick, I was nervous. That's a field goal and extra point, right? This time around, all of a sudden, with not just Mevis, give some credit to Jake McQuaid as well, the long snapper, Rams legend back on the team. Both of these guys being on the team, I'm all of a sudden not as nervous about these extra points. I actually have no stress with these extra points. And if that's how the coaching staff feels as well, I mean, you might have to lean towards Mevis the rest of the year. Now, again, you got to see Mevis attempt a 35, 40, 45, 50, 55-yard field goal. If Mevis can start making those, then he has this job locked up. But we have yet to see that opportunity for him. Overall, great drive.
Yeah, I do think
we're not worried about the offense, right? Kind of worried about the defense right now. I'm not worried about them long term, but they're this week, right now, they're not playing their best football. Let's have one drive right here where you absolutely shut this Niners offense down. That's what I want to see.
Well, you had that in the first half. The first half, you're shutting them down pretty well.
Yes.
And then in the second, the Rams defense had us in the first half, but right now they're really not. They're really not having us right now. So, and another point about Mevis is, if the Rams do get a stop here and they're in field goal range, let's say on their next drive, and it's like a 40-yarder, I'd like to see them give Mevis a shot. Especially if you get a 3-and-out, you get a chance to extend the lead to 18. I would want to see them allow Mevis to kick a field goal here. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would love to see him get some type of attempt at some point in this game, for sure. Right now, it is a touchback, so the Niners offense with Mac Jones absolutely balling. He will have the football here with a chance to try to bring this down to, again, a one-score possession here. A one-score game. One-possession game. 35-20. 10 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Mac Jones in the shot.
Fourth quarter.
Starting the ball at about the 35-yard line here. Sends a Juszczyk in motion, looking all day to throw yet again, and he finds George Kittle for the 5, 6, 7-yard gain because the Rams cannot tackle him. Second down.
I mean, again, George Kittle is just a beast, so it's a little tougher to tackle a guy like that, but you gotta just add this pressure on. I don't know if we need to keep subbing guys in and out. People are tired, but look at this. Another clean pocket for Mac Jones.
All day to throw. Kittle in motion. He looks exhausted on that motion there. 2nd and 2. Juszczyk also moves out. Christian McCaffrey gets the run. Tries to bounce it outside. Does not get anything on that one. Nate Landman stuffs the run there. So, 3rd down for the Niners. In their own territory. If they don't get anything here, you're looking at a potential 3-and-out for this Niners offense, which is what the Rams need. So, a big stop here. 3rd and 4.
Actually lost some yards.
Absolutely locked in, hands on his knees. Christian McCaffrey in motion. So, nobody in the backfield with Mac Jones. He sends Kendrick Bourne across the formation. Kobe Turner trying to go get some pressure. Pressure up the middle a little bit. Jared Verse as well. Braden Fisk now chasing Mac Jones. Mac Jones heaves it downfield. And Demarcus Robinson absolutely saves the Niners from an interception from Kobe Durant.
Did he catch it?
Saved the interception. I know I kind of hyped that play up a little bit more than I should have. Demarcus Robinson knocks the football down because Kobe Durant was absolutely catching an interception easily. Great pass breakup from Demarcus Robinson if you're the Niners. So, 4th and 4. Niners football. They are going for it because this is their last hope to try to get a chance at this football game. Mac Jones drops back to pass, looking to throw, looks. Does try to find George Kittle, and Cameron Curl just can't even guard him at all unless he has a penalty because there is a flag on the play. Cannot slow down George Kittle one-on-one. Cam Curl can't. Can anyone really, any safety really lock up George Kittle? I don't think so. There's a flag on the play, but it looks like they're talking because there may be 2 flags on the Rams. Mac Jones is on the ground. Oh. He's looking at the refs like, I need a flag on that one too.
Well, let's see. We're going to see what the call is here.
Wow. Offsetting penalty. So it's going to be 4th down again. George Kittle, maybe illegal motion on offense. I'm not exactly sure what the penalty is there on George Kittle. Maybe illegal motion. That's the only thing I can see there, but illegal contact for Cam Curl. We're going to do this again. 4th and 4. 8:36 to go. In Niner territory, Mac Jones in the shotgun with Christian McCaffrey to his right. Drops back to pass. Looks over to Christian McCaffrey. Intercepted by Emmanuel Forbes. He gets the interception after the ball was tipped up. Rams come up with the football. Interception. Mac Jones disappointed. 4th down. The Rams need a stop. They get a stop. Little bit of pressure in the front of the face for Mac Jones. Forbes tips it up. He tips it up to himself. Interception. Rams with the football in Niner territory. Bang, bang.
There we go. Back-to-back games now that Forbes has an interception. That was a really nice acrobatic play there by Forbes. Jones, pressure all in his face. Josiah Stewart may have had a chance to get an interception there too, but Forbes tips it up to himself like he's getting an offensive rebound. They're able to get that interception 35-20. Floyd saying Forbes gets his 2nd pick of the year. Yes, he does. Key play there for the Rams. And for the Rams, a touchdown here ends the game. The Niners are just not going to have enough time left to come back if they do get a touchdown here. But if not, this is when you would allow Harrison Mevis to kick a field goal, especially if you get it within 40 yards. Why not allow him to get a field goal? Phillips saying great play. The D-line got the pressure on Jones, which caused the interception. Yes, look at that. You get pressure on Mac Jones, you get that interception. And I think it's a little bit like we should have been doing that all game. When you do it when it matters most, you get the key play there.
100% there. I want to give a shout, by the way, earlier in the day, Floyd, I scrolled up to find your comment, Floyd, because I think we might have missed it earlier. Earlier in the day, he said competition is key. It's not a coincidence that Emmanuel Forbes is playing much better since they acquired Roger McCreary. And that's what I said earlier, right, as well. The Rams are do such a great job of kind of keeping confidence in their team, right? And Emmanuel Forbes gave their coaching staff credit as well. Hearing someone say, I believe in you, he said that was such a key for him, changing his mindset, going from Washington, coming over to the Rams telling him, we believe in you. And so far, back-to-back weeks, Emmanuel Forbes makes some great plays where you trade for Roger McCreary. Emmanuel Forbes is probably that one corner where you say, hey, this guy might be the one who sits on the bench in favor of McCreary. Instead, back-to-back weeks, since we've gotten Roger McCreary, Emmanuel Forbes says, give me that. I'm going to take an interception. I'm locking in here. This is my job. I'm the starting corner here in Los Angeles. No disrespect to McCreary, but he obviously wants to keep his opportunity. So shout out to Floyd for calling that out. The competition was key. Trading for McCreary might have just been a way to wake up some of the other cornerbacks. Also saying, hey, depth piece. If guys get hurt, we have McCreary ready to go as well. But incredible play from him. You see here, they're pointing out to the left side. I'm not sure exactly what they called in that previous penalty from George Kittle. I think that's what they're looking at right now, but very interesting. If you're a 49ers fan, I don't think you're really happy with that call Might have been a bad one, but it helps the Rams in this scenario. So 8 minutes and 29 seconds to go. I expect to see some runs here. The Rams are in 49ers territory. 38-yard line here for the Rams. They hand off to Blake Corum, who gets stuffed by 93 of the Niners defense. He tried to bounce outside, but just didn't really have the angle there. So it's going to be second down. Excuse me. Second down, loss of 2 or 3. Kyren on the sideline running Sean McVay. 2nd and 15, loss of 5 on that first down run. Not ideal. Stafford going to have to throw a little bit here. Devontae Adams was on the sideline. Don't know if he's going to play much on this drive. He did have his helmet on still, so that's a good sign. Stafford does hand it off to Blake Corum yet again, and Blake Corum says, I'll get the yards back and a little bit more. So we're going to see a third down for the Rams. And this might be a great opportunity for Harrison Mevis to make a kick, but I want to see a first down for the Rams.
Yes.
3rd and 7. Rams with the football. 36, 35-yard line. Stafford in the shotgun with Kyren Williams to his right. Snaps the ball, a little bit of pressure up the middle. Fires it over to Tyler Higbee, who says, I'll get a first down and a couple of more yards. First down, Rams.
Like to see that, bleed some clock. I'd like to see the Rams start to run the ball a little more, just bleed some clock, just end the game on this drive, make it a stress-free final 5 minutes.
Agreed with you there. Stafford takes kind of a big hit there. Not what we want to see from your quarterback in this game when you're up by 15, but 35-20, 6:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Rams have the football at the 24-yard line. You see Corum in the backfield, gets the handoff, does rush the football, gains about 3 on the play. Rams are approaching the red zone. Showing some Stafford highlights here, and he's played incredible today. And as great as Stafford has played, yes, he throws the football down the field more than Mac Jones. But Mac Jones only having 5 incompletions now at this point with the pick. It's kind of crazy. He's been playing really well as well on his end. But Stafford, 23 for 35, 264 on the day. Pretty incredible.
And 3 touchdowns as well.
Yeah, don't forget that part. 35-20, 6 minutes to go. Rams trying to run some clock out here. 2nd and 7 in Niners territory. Looks like Kyren this time around gets the handoff. Does gain a couple of yards here, but it's actually Blake Corum again. They look exactly the same sometimes. It's going to be...
They kind of do, because the one's 23, one's 22. The numbers look a bit the same when they first come in. Honestly, yeah.
3rd and 2 for the Rams. Adams been on the sideline this entire drive. You're up 15. You might just want to keep him out for that reason. No reason to rush him back and make him play when you don't need him right now. No Puka, no Adams on this one. 13 personnel. The one receiver is up bottom of the screen. They do find Colby Parkinson, who's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Another one, Colby Parkinson. Manuel says 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Make that 4 touchdowns, no interceptions for Matthew Stafford. And I said this, your defense has held you up multiple times throughout this year, throughout this season so far. Why not your offense hold you up in one game? It's going to be 42-20, barring anything crazy on another Harrison Mevis extra point. Just absolutely wide open. Defender falls down. Colby Parkinson jogging into the end zone. The thicker kicker lines up. The snap is up. The hold is good. The kick is up and right down the middle yet again. And I see a lot of empty red seats for the 49ers up in Santa Clara. They are going home for this one. Nothing to see here.
Yes, they are. Especially after this touchdown. They know the game's over. The Rams are going to blow out the San Francisco 49ers here. And this is really what should happen in the first game, too. I mean, that first loss was one of the worst games I think the Rams are going to play in 5 years. Really, I do. That's a game that you can't lose. So, seeing the way they're playing today, Floyd saying, no, touchdown pass from Matthew Stafford. We just put the Niners away. Yes, we did. And Philip saying how sweet it is to beat down on the rival Niners. Yeah, yeah. This is a beatdown, a game that turned into being a close game a couple of times, ends up being a blowout here for this Rams team. Matthew Stafford as well, definitely getting some good plays here. Obviously, with that touchdown, now 4 touchdowns, no picks, almost 300 yards, 20 yards away from 300 yards, where I do get a little bonus in fantasy football if he hits 300 yards. So I'd actually like to see him attempt one more pass for around 20
I
yards.
don't know if you saw him hit the little shimmy on that one. He was feeling himself on that touchdown. It's been
I
so
did.
easy for this Rams offense today, and that's really what you want to see, right? Because you go back to the injuries you're dealing with, right, for the Niners. It's just they're too beat up. They're way too beat up for you not to score all over this team, and so the Rams taking advantage of that and just doing what they have to do to take care of business. Again, I don't want to hear any Niners fans whining about the injuries. They've been playing well with the injuries happening, but the Rams did need to take advantage of it today. You're playing the backup quarterback yet again. Again, we talked about this must win for the Rams more than the Niners, if anything, and so huge way to end this football game if they can continue to do what they have to do to finish this game. Phillips is now, let's put this away with the field goal and use clock. Yes, shots 100%. Shots are better. Yes, sir. 4 touchdowns, set and match. Yes, sir. Game blouses. If you know, you know. Floyd says another touchdown pass for Stafford. We just put the Niners away. How sweet it is to beat the rival 49ers. So sweet to beat the Winers. Philip.
Yes, it is.
Game, set, match. I love it. Floyd says, I agree. Always sweet to beat the Niners. Andres says, have a great rest of your weekend, Ramley. Wish nothing but the best for you all. Appreciate you, Andres. I like that you're already hopping off. You're bringing out, it's like bringing out the backups right now. You're like, you know what? Let's not even worry about watching this game anymore. I think we're all set and good here. Hopefully the Rams can just finish this one out. No stress. Paul says, amazing. Kicking some Winer's ass. And then Krim says, I think my stress is finally gone. Agree with you there. Ethan Evans on the kickoff. By the way, the thicker kicker has not been kicking off on the kickoffs. It's been Ethan Evans. So interesting note there. Josh Riccardi does a pretty solid job kicking off. So interesting they decide to not go that route with Harrison Mevis.
No, I do agree with it, though. And then TBD said my Ravens making a huge comeback. Will make the playoffs and have a great run. I mean, I can see you making the playoffs. I can see the Ravens making the playoffs as long as Lamar's healthy. You have a shot to win any game, at least in the regular season. The playoffs, don't know about that, but in the regular season, you have a shot to win any game. And Paul saying, how about all those empty red seats? Yeah, I'm seeing the shimmy close up now. Yeah. He was feeling it with the wink after too. Yeah, the offense was great today. The offense gets an A plus. Now, obviously, you don't want any quick touchdowns here. Barring a quick touchdown, this one should be over. But Demarcus Robinson does get a key first down catch there early, so you don't want to say it's over too early. It most likely is, given the amount of time left and the score. But you don't want them to score in less than a minute here, and where you have to get a couple first downs.
Yeah, right now, the Niners, I haven't been commentating too well, but they are absolutely marching down this football field. A couple of deep throws. We're now sitting at the 25-yard line of Rams territory. Mac Jones, 2nd and 2 here, drops back to pass, runs to his left. Again, zero pressure, finds Christian McCaffrey, who tumbles out of bounds for another Niners first down. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes and 6 seconds. The clock will stop since McCaffrey ran out of bounds. The Rams are up 42-20. Now, you're not worried about losing this football game. I just kind of want to see a little more from this defensive line. Maybe 1 sack to make me feel better about this D-line right now. Again, just not a great day overall, so you can kind of move on because you got such a nice win. But, look, they only scored 20 points, too, so maybe I'm talking too early. But we'll wait and see here. Shamar Stewart tries to get some pressure, doesn't happen. Christian McCaffrey gets the catch on 1st and 10. It's going to be 2nd and 4. I'm sorry, 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4.
Yeah, we'll see here. Obviously, a touchdown is not going to be great here for the Rams because then you will need to get a first down. Because if they get a 3 and out, then all of a sudden Niners do have a slight chance. But
Yeah.
You really want to, if they get another interception, then this game will officially be over. There won't be enough time left regardless. But right now, the Niners are doing a very efficient job moving down the field.
Illegal formation and offense on that play. So 3:39 to go. The Rams pretty much have this game on lock. It's really just a matter of them wanting to get a stop just for pride's sake on this defense. Look, the Niners only have 20 points on the board, so the defense isn't playing horrible, but they're not playing their best football right now. They haven't put pressure on Mac
No.
Jones. Mac Jones literally flat-footed, standing in the pocket right now. Finds Brian Robinson Jr. on second down. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 or 5 yards to gain. Actually, a little more than that. 3rd and 7 yards to gain on this 3rd down. 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Rams up 42-20. Davante Adams never went to the locker room. He's sitting on the bench right now talking to some teammates, so he looks okay. Good news there.
Yes, that is really good news.
Mac
There, the
Jones
Rams
drops back
Don
to
is saying the
pass.
words of the legend.
Absolutely wide open George Kittle, who extends for a touchdown. They're going to say yes, touchdown. They're going to have to review it. Nobody covering the biggest receiving option for the Niners. So, again, I'm not going to freak out, but it's not the most prettiest way to end the football game, seeing Kittle and this offense just kind of easily march downfield, very close, very, very close to stepping out of bounds. He looks in there, dives, and hits the pylon. So I think when you hit the pylon, it's a touchdown. So we're waiting
Yes,
for
it is.
confirmation. It is confirmed, touchdown. 2 minutes and 59 seconds. By the way, the Niners have 3 timeouts. So this game is pretty
Yes,
much
they
over,
do.
but Rams got to keep playing still.
Yeah, they do. You got to get a first down here. Again, if you
Point.
get a 3 and out before the 2-minute warning, especially, all of a sudden there's an off chance. They are going for 2. If they don't get the 2-point conversion, I am willing to say this game is over.
2-point attempt is intercepted by Quentin Lake. Interception, Rams defense. Mac Jones tried his best to force the football in. 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go in this football game. And the Rams will have the football up 42-26 with a chance to completely
Yeah, not a good throw there. Not a good throw there by Mac Jones at all. See multiple Rams defenders in the area. Quentin Lake getting the game-sealing interception there. And now we can say the Rams down 4. In the words of the legendary Chick Hearn, this game is in the refrigerator. Yes, it is. And the Rams down 4 also saying pick for Q Lake. Yep, Q Lake coming up with the key interception to really ice the game here for the Rams. Obviously showing the next week. And it does say Davante Adams is officially out for the game, that he is not coming back in. Oh, no, it says that he's actually questionable, but I don't believe he's going to come back in at this point. There's really no point of him being back in.
And no reason to risk more injury for Davante Adams. This day will be done. Impressive day for him. 8 targets, 6 receptions, 77 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. Doing everything in his power to continue to help the Rams win football games. The Rams should improve to 7-2, and it will have this game will have the Niners falling to 6-4. So if you're a Niners fan, I think you're now asking, even though Mac Jones had a good game today, you're asking, hoping that the change of quarterback back to Brock Purdy will help you continue your success this year. But if you're talking about the rankings of favorites in the NFC West, give credit to the Seattle Seahawks. They are playing extremely well. And if they finish their football game, let's make sure they did.
They're up 44-22 right now. I believe they're up 44-22 right now.
44-22. By the way, Jackson Smith and Jibba came back into the game for you, huh?
Yes, I did see that. Yes, and Lions up 41-22 as well. They might score again.
So with that, 42-22 for the Seattle Seahawks. Give them their credit. as an onside kick attempt is no good for the 49ers. The Rams will maintain possession of this football with 2:59 to go in the fourth. With Seattle's huge win today over Arizona, they'll improve to 7-2 as well, and I think you have to give them a little bit of credit here. I'm not saying it's my favorite thing to say out loud, but the Seattle Seahawks would probably be the favorite number 1 ranked team in the NFC West. Rams right next to them at the number 2 spot. If you flip them, I don't mind. I don't think it matters. Rams, sure. I'll call us the favorite just because you have Stafford, you have Adams, you have Puka, such a good team, right? With such an experienced team as well, who's been in the playoffs, done it in the playoffs before as well. So sure, the Rams could be the favorite. Some people will say the Seahawks are the favorite. Either way, we know that next week's matchup has now becomes the biggest game of the year for the Rams, the biggest test of the year for the Rams. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, it is. The Seahawks, I don't know, are going to be favorited because the game, I believe, is in Los Angeles.
I was just saying they're going to be favored as in like they're the number 1 team in the NFC West.
I mean, just because of divisional wins, that's really the only reason. But Niners take a timeout, I guess, because they have to. I mean, they don't carry over, so I don't blame them, even though this game is over.
Stafford under center. He's going to hand off to Kyren Williams. This time it's going to be a gain of about 4 or 5 yards, so it's going to be a 3rd and 2. 2:48 to go. The Niners are going to use their second timeout here. For the Niners to even try to tie this football game, they would have to go for touchdown, go for 2, touchdown, go for 2 on back-to-back drives. Obviously, in the middle of that, they'll probably have to get an onside kick. So, difficult uphill battle for them to come back in this football game. Rams
By the way,
says,
little
if
update.
you're a Niners fan, that really sucks, and I bet you wish you were a Rams fan. Deuce says, D-line, we're thinking ahead. No tape to go for after Sam Darnold. As Stafford under center this time around, again, 3rd and 2, hands off to Kyren Williams yet again. And Kyren should have got the first down. He's spinning around. I want him to be careful a little bit with his ankles and knees, but they're going to say he's short. It's going to be 4th down for the Rams. Do you just throw
Harrison Mevis has been warming
up?
up. I want to see him out there. This is the time to let him kick. See what he can do.
I agree there. I would love to see him take advantage and kick this field goal. We'll wait and see what happens.
Let's see. You're ahead of me. What are they doing?
They're just looking at Christian McCaffrey right now. Stafford is actually coming out to go.
Oh, come on. Put Mevis in.
Not a huge mistake or anything, but something I just kind of wish they would let us see. Let us see Mevis kick a field goal here. They're going to go ahead and try to go under center here for Stafford, and they draw him offsides. That might have been the goal the whole time.
Wait, they actually went offsides.
Encroachment from the defense. That probably was their goal the entire time. They draw the defense offside, and the defense says, you know what? Let's just go home. McVay is laughing. Seems happy with the success. Shanahan does not seem happy with that failure from his D-line.
Oh, 73 got hit there, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Should be unnecessary roughness, too. He got hit pretty hard.
No, he flopped.
Oh.
If you watch this
So
replay, you're going to laugh at how hard Steve Avila flopped on that play. The Rams.
Let's see, because that sold me from afar. I'm seeing the replay now.
Stafford hands off to Kyren Williams, gain of 8 yards, 2:35 to go before we can call this one a game.
Yeah, I saw the replay. You're right. That was funny.
Adams still in full gear.
Oh, now I do think Mevis is going to kick. Why not? Why not let Mevis kick at the end of this game when there's no pressure? Why not?
The only reason why I say they're not going to now is because we're approaching a 2-minute warning here with no timeouts for San Fran. So one first down, you're kneeling it every time. So no kicks for Mevis today, unfortunately. CB says, yes, let the kicker kick. They're not going to let the thicker kicker kick in today's game, unfortunately. It's all good, no worries, but would have liked to see that. CB says, no fumbles. Are our boys learning ball security? Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a positive for Kyren and Blake Corum to not fumble the football in this game here. A fumble on the other side, though, right? So that obviously is beneficial when you win the turnover battle. Go Rams. Love tight end offense of Rams. Stay with it. Rams can beat our SoCal boy Darnold. Rush home, and he gets scared, sees ghosts. Yeah, I'm hoping that the Rams can obviously put more pressure on Sam Darnold next week than they put pressure on Mac Jones in today's game. That's for sure.
Yeah, I hope hopefully they can, because that's going to be key, important for them to have a shot to win the game next week versus Seattle, which we can kind of start looking to now since this one's over. As I'm looking for some more updates around the league, just seeing what's going on. Same thing. Lions got a field goal. Now it's 44-22. Seahawks were also with a 2-minute warning, up 44. Both of them 44-22. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I said that maybe some people would favor the Seahawks in terms of like the rankings of the NFC West, but both teams with division games today, both teams dominating their division opponent. So very interesting next week. It's like I said, next week has now become the biggest game of the year, the biggest test of the year for this Rams team. And the defensive line getting to Sam Darnold, making Sam Darnold see ghosts is what you want to see next week. And then, you know, there's always stars in the NFL. The NFL is a star-driven league. And so slowing down Jackson, Smith, and Jigba now becomes your number one priority. We talked about earlier, right? JSN was actually dealing with an injury most of the game. He was being checked for a head injury, so maybe now you start thinking the Rams can face off against Seattle without JSN, but then he's back in the game and he made a catch, so he's not just back in the game messing around. JSN is back in the game for the Seattle Seahawks, meaning he will likely be healthy for them next week. So the Rams got to hone in on JSN next week, get to the quarterback, don't let Sam Darnold get comfortable, and then that run game is still dangerous out in Seattle. We'll talk about it all week long, but I don't think you can sleep on Kenneth Walker or Zach Charbonnet.
No, you can't. And they do have a bit of a weird backfield thing going where they kind of don't really have a number one back. They kind of rotate between the two. So it is going to be tougher for them to stop here. 2 minutes left. Rams pretty much in the red zone here. I would love to see the thicker kicker kick. Obviously, we've been talking about it. It's probably not going to happen, but this would be the time to do it.
Yeah, first down on the run from Blake Corum. Gets the first down, 1 minute and 44 to go. This game is on ice, in the refrigerator, whatever you want to call it. This game is over. The Rams go into Santa Clara and come out with a huge victory over their division rival. We thought this would be a close game. The Niners did battle a little bit. Mac Jones made this one scary in the third quarter, but the Rams showing why they are the best team in the NFC West. They cannot be stopped when the offense is hitting on all cylinders and they're not turning the football over. This is a very tough offense to slow down. The defense could have played better. 26 points for Mac Jones. George Kittle absolutely had himself a day today. Christian McCaffrey was slowed down, but too many opportunities down the field for Mac Jones, in my opinion. He went for 280 yards, only a few incompletions, a couple picks, but, you know, one throwaway kind of end of game pick, and another one was a big time one on fourth down. But the Rams kind of got saved as well, also by the flag from Kittle. So the defense wasn't perfect. They weren't great. They weren't incredible today. Still, we're good enough to get the win. That's all that matters.
Yes. And by the way, Matthew Stafford did become the first player ever to have 3 straight games of 4 passing touchdowns and no interceptions.
Wow.
They showed that a little bit earlier, so I wanted to make sure we mentioned that. Rams take the final kneel here, under 40 seconds left, so this one is over. 42-26, your final Rams go to 7-2. Niners go to 6-4. We have some chats here. We have Becca has thoughts. Much better than the last time we played them. Yes, Becca, I do agree. And CBE says Niners never figure out that injury bug. Always get their QBs out, and now D key guys. Yeah, it is weird how it seems like almost every year they're dealing with a lot of injuries. I don't want to say anything, but it feels like they should probably change something with their medical staff, just for the sake of the players mainly.
Yeah, no,
And then
100%.
CBE says Rams O line now solid too. Yeah, the O line's been better. Deuce says Stafford for MVP. Yeah, I agree. Matthew Stafford's up there for MVP. Jonathan Taylor, by the way, had almost 250 rushing yards today, even though that game was in Germany. I saw that he had 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 54 fantasy points in my league. So, yeah, he had a crazy game. He's up there for MVP as well. But I would give it to Matthew Stafford as of right now. And Drake May's got to be put up there too with how he's playing.
Drake May's playing incredible football. Stafford obviously in the conversation. We thought Puka early in this year, but obviously after what Stafford has been doing and Puka being kind of slowing down a little bit in terms of his incredible numbers, just a little bit. It's definitely a positive for sure, as Kyren is dancing on my screen right now for the social media team, probably, which is going to be a funny video later. Yeah, Stafford's just playing incredible. And he's not just going to – that's the biggest thing. Sometimes you get Devontae Adams and you get Puka, and a lot of times it's like, oh, it's so easy just going to those two. He's going to those two a lot, don't get me wrong. But he's doing a great job of getting Kobe Parkinson and Davis Allen and Terrence Ferguson. And here's Blake Corum. And all of a sudden here's Kyren Williams catching footballs. So that is kind of the key here. Stafford is throwing all over the football field. At first, I was thinking it might be an uphill battle for him, but just 3 straight games, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions, MVP numbers. As I'm seeing,
Yeah, literally, MVP numbers.
Detroit, by the way, has their backup quarterback in this game now versus Washington. That's how good they've been playing in this game.
Yeah, all these games have been good. Jahmyr Gibbs, big fantasy day for me. 172 yards, 3 touchdowns. Manuel saying, Josh's hell of a game. I'm ready for a nap. Lol, I'm going to wake up and play Ghost of Yodi. All right, well, Manuel's really trying to sell you on this game, Josh. Hopefully, I'll hold him accountable. I'll make sure to message him throughout the week for you, Manuel, to make sure that he ends up potentially playing.
Who knows? Maybe Manuel also is like part of the guy. He probably works for them somehow. He works for the production company or something because he's really pushing this game forward. But Manuel, I believe you. I trust you. I've asked some friends of mine. They agree with you. So I promise you this week I will hop on that and get to it at some point. Tomorrow's a Disneyland day for me, by the way. I'll be at Disneyland tomorrow enjoying a day off from work. So
if anyone's at Disneyland, he'll be there.
I'll be in your area, Josh.
Hey, after Disneyland, if you're free after Disneyland.
There we go. Get some ice cream or something. CB says nobody will give it to Stafford because
maybe
of his all-star cast. I mean, yeah, they're going to have a hard time giving him extra credit for that. But, I mean, like we said, you got to give him some credit for how well he's been playing. He's just been playing amazing football for sure. Manuel says, no, I don't. Trust me. I work for the Lord. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. I remember you saying that, Manuel. I'm just a big gamer. I hear you and I believe you. Rod says, go Rams. Agree with you there. Stafford for MVP. Rams line was solid. Yeah, overall, man, W's all around. Boring game if you're not a fan of any of these teams that played in the afternoon slate. Just absolute dominance from one side in every single game. Lions dominate. The Seahawks dominate. And now the Rams dominate. But to that point, the Rams need to continue their successes because it is a very tough NFC this year. I mean, there are so many good teams in the NFC. We saw what teams like, the Green Bay Packers did early in the year. We saw what teams like Seattle are doing. We see what teams like, who else? Detroit can do. And then now, you look at it, don't forget the Niners are still kind of hanging around, at least close by in your division. Who else is playing well in the NFC? The Bears are all of a sudden winning football games, right? And
the Bears are not a good team.
They're not a good team, but they're winning football games. So you got to kind of look out for them.
I think the Rams would beat the Bears by 20+ in a playoff game.
No, I agree.
I don't even think that's a close game, but
I agree with you. But my concern would be is if you have any kind of lull this season, right? If you have any kind of lull in your offense and you lose a couple of games you shouldn't, that's where you start to get scary because these other teams are playing so well. You have to keep up pace with them. Like the Rams are playing amazing, 7-2, but the Bears are winning games, the Lions are winning games, the Packers are going to start winning games. I mean, a lot of good teams winning games right
Right.
now is all my point is. So, by the way, speaking of
Eagles.
winning games, let's flip the opposite. Losing games. Atlanta Falcons, by the way. Let's keep rooting for the Atlanta Falcons to lose football games. I'm rooting for Bijan Robinson, but he's not been playing well the last couple of weeks. They're going to keep losing football games right now in Atlanta, and they do not have their first-round pick because the Rams have the first-round pick. So very great stuff to see there. The Rams still holding on to that first-rounder from Atlanta. You're going to want to keep hate watching on the Falcons this year. Good to see them take a loss. But overall, really, really good game. Not really much else to say. It's kind of funny. I like when the Rams dominate like this, but then it's almost like, dang, what can we talk about? Because they're just dominating. It was great all around. Maybe
not much. Defense has got to be a little bit better next week against the Seahawks. Stafford, 24 for 36, 280 yards, 4 touchdowns. Kyren Williams, 14 carries for 73 yards. Here, let's see what the average yards per carry on that is real quick. That's 5.2 yards per carry, so that's a good average for Kyren. 13 for 56 for Corum. Devontae Adams, 6 receptions, 77 yards and a touchdown. Puka, 5 for 64 and a touchdown. Kobe Parkinson, 4 for 41 and a touchdown. Tyler Higbee, 3 for 33. Terrence Ferguson, 1 for 32. And Xavier Smith, Kyren Williams, and Davis Allen all with catches. So the Rams actually had 8 players catch a pass in this game, which is great to see. Stafford still spreading the ball around. Obviously, Quentin Lake and Forrest with the interceptions. Landman with the forced fumble. Kinchins with the fumble recovery as well. Now, I want to see for the Rams, obviously, that's a great defensive performance in terms of turnover margin, but you do want to see more consistent play from them overall. CB saying NFC West is a tough gauntlet. Yes, it is. It is definitely a tough gauntlet for the NFC West. And ESG saying even though the Rams won, the defense couldn't get one sack or pressure on Jones. Yeah, Josh and I were talking about it all game. And it was definitely a bit concerning. The Rams did end up, having a pretty easy end of this game as well as the beginning, but you're going to have to get pressure on guys. If you don't get pressure on Sam Darnold, he's a way better quarterback than Mac Jones really has been so far this season. So Sam Darnold's going to dice you up even more, especially if JSN looks like is going to be healthy. So if he's out there, Rashid Shaheed as well, Elijah Arroyo, they're two starting caliber running backs. It's going to be a very tough one here in LA. Cooper Kupp coming home back to LA. Wonder if they will do any pregame tribute for him. Show a little tribute video, so he may be extra emotional. I'm sure the Seahawks are going to want to have him have a big game as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think everyone's kind of hitting the nail on the head there. You want to see a little bit more from your defense, but overall, you can't really complain about a game like this. And overall, you took care of business on offense. You didn't really, even when it got kind of scary there, in the third quarter, the Niners were making it a closer game and you wanted it to be. The Rams came out and said, don't worry about it. We got it. We're going to score pretty much on every possession that we have the football. So good to see that. This offense looks unstoppable. A little nervous. Let's keep an eye on Devontae Adams with that back, right? The lower back being tweaked out of non-contact injury reminds you also about someone else's back on this team, right? Matthew Stafford had dealt with a pretty serious back injury earlier in this year. So those are 2 things. Your 2 oldest players dealing with some lower back pain, expected, but not something you want to see be a thing toward the end of this season. So if you got to maybe hold out Devontae Adams for a week, I'd kind of be comfortable with that if you ask me. I know you want to see this team win, but I want Devontae Adams and the rest of the team to be healthy for the remainder of the season rather than just one division game. But it is going to be an important key division game next week versus the Seattle Seahawks. Hopefully the Rams can come out on top and win that football game. Manuel says they better do a tribute to Cooper Kupp. They have to, 100%. We're going to see that. I should bring out my Cooper Kupp jersey for that game. I'll try to remind myself for that one. CB says 8 receivers for Stafford. Excellent diversification. Use those big boy TEs. 100%. We saw Davis Allen, Parkinson. We saw Ferguson and Higbee. All 4 tight ends involved. Incredible from Stafford to do that and make that happen. But yes, overall, Krim says the rest of the season looks daunting, but this is the Rams offense that I've been waiting for. Off day for the defense, but I expect them to make adjustments. 100% couldn't agree with you more there, Krim. Other than that, though, kind of all I have to say here. I'm ready to go get some snacks and eat a little bit, eat some lunch.
Yes.
If you're ready to hop off, Josh, you have anything else you want to add?
Nothing else here. Nothing else. It looks like the president did make an appearance at the Commanders game, so interesting. They're not a great game to go to. A pretty boring one there. A lot of different games here, blowouts, so definitely key wins for key contenders all throughout this late window. Obviously, most importantly, the Rams coming out on top. On top here, 42-26. Yeah, definitely a good week for the Rams. And Rams house saying, what's the deal with Devontae? If we know it's a back injury, we'll probably know more tomorrow and Tuesday what the actual injury is. So what you need to do is you need to watch our daily videos so that you stay updated on our Rams takes and news analysis and news reporting in general. And like the stream and subscribe to the channel before we head out here right now so that Devontae Adams has a better chance to play in this upcoming game. Take that Niner gang from T. D. Little, I agree. And CB said Kupp isn't playing, but he may travel with them. Oh, I knew Kupp had a little bit of an injury. Are we for sure that he's out next week? And then Manuel saying, God bless you both. Looking forward to the next video. Go Rams. Couldn't agree more, Manuel. Thank you, as always, for joining everybody. For joining. We've seen some new chatters, some existing chatters. We appreciate everybody in the chat. And if you know anyone else who is a Rams fan, a football fan in general, who wants to see more videos just talking about football, talking about the Rams, send them our channel link. Feel free to send them our channel link. Tell them to subscribe. I send out the stream to people. I know Josh does as well. So for every stream, every video, make sure to send out the link as well, because it definitely does help the channel out quite a bit.
100% agreed there. Do us a favor and share it whenever you guys can. TD says, great stuff as always, guys. Appreciate you all for your kind words and for tuning in to today's live stream. Check us out this week on all of our videos. Really excited to get some videos talking about this biggest game of the year for the Rams coming up next week. Definitely subscribe so you guys don't miss any of that. W's in the chat. Let's go ahead and move on from this one. Great game overall all around from the Rams. Thank you all for tuning in. Anything else, Josh, before we end it?
Yeah, thank you very much again, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure to have some good game time food tonight. Chargers-Steelers should be a pretty good game. Hopefully Justin Herbert comes out of that one okay with his O-line issues. But, yeah, hopefully everyone enjoyed our stream today. Rams come out with a dub, 42-26, move to 7-2, Niners to 6-4. Big game next week against the Seahawks. We'll be back. A bit of an earlier kickoff, 1:05, so we'll be live around that 1 p.m. mark so we can get a little bit of pregame in. So looking forward to seeing all of you back in chat then, and looking forward to seeing everyone starting back up tomorrow with our daily videos. And listen to Manuel in chat. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks again. We're out of here. Thank you all again, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Live stream has ended right of now.